What's up, boys and girls? We are live again. Back again live. IssaTruth. A lot of stuff, man. Mass hunger in Gaza. They keep denying it, but you can't really, you can't really deny the mass hunger in Gaza, y'all. My personal village, where my family's from, under settler attack all month long, even though despite Jerusalem descended upon them. That and much more coming up, y'all. Welcome, welcome, welcome. A lot of stuff. They're getting very brazen, y'all. Very brazen in the face of the world. Let's see if some of them come on and they're still talking a little nuts. I took a week off. I had a cousin actually from overseas. And my cousin from overseas, he's only in town for a few months, so I took him out for a great American Texan, good old-fashioned Texan time. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, they're very, very brazen, y'all. They can't read the world. They can't read the room right now that the world's coming against them. Or the Mossad will cork after you. Badminton, the world's about to come after Israel, y'all. Welcome, welcome, welcome. But yeah, that's true. The Mossad might never let me into Tel Aviv, yeah? It's cool. So far we have, France about to recognize us. Everybody's falling in line. Thank you, Israel. Mass starvation of children, huh? Funny how you guys became what you ran away from in Europe. It's very definitely sad. It's not funny. It's definitely sad. As somebody who's studied the Holocaust, been to Krakow, been to Amsterdam many times. Those survivors would be rolling over right now if they knew what was happening by their descendants. So that and much more. My personal village, where my family's from, under settler attack, the last all-Christian community in the Holy Land, y'all, under extremist Israeli settler attack all month long. You can go to my page. You can see a lot of footage of it. You could even just Google Taiba Ephraim. It's made international headlines. I even heard somebody mention it on Piers Morgan the other day. So little old village in the West Bank. Salam, what's up, Mo Daddy? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm back, you guys. Like I said, I took a week off. I had a cousin from this village I'm talking about in town for a little bit. So I wanted to show him a good time. Maybe later I'll tell you guys where I took him and he loved it. It was hilarious. But yeah, the starvation in Gaza, even Trump came out, contradicted Netanyahu and said there's real hunger in Gaza. So, I'm very curious to see if any Zios come on here and are as brazen as they used to be. I don't know, you guys. I don't know at all. It's been a while, but they're going to tell you that food's been at the border and it's the UN's fault and the H group's doing this and that. Truth of the matter, you guys, is there's been, I believe it was the New York Times came out, said there's no evidence of the H group doing anything like that, stealing the aid, I mean. So, it's hard when you have no, exactly, Mo Daddy. It's hard when you have no international journalists in there independently moving around, So when you have something to hide, that's when you don't let the journalists in, y'all. You've seen it down the front lines between the Druze and the Syrians. We've seen a lot of journalists over there, a lot of coverage. Why is Gaza the only place not covered? Why are they forcing populations to move, in concentrations that live in camps? You get what I mean? It's literally a playbook right out of, right out of that H-man's playbook. It's nuts. They control the Western medias. They do, Mo Daddy, they do, but they don't control us. here, independent journalism, and that's why you see everybody siding with us right now. Undeniable, undeniable. And they've also made it blatant that there's some type of corruption going on. It's definitely blatant. So, Superman came out. Now Superman is no good. Except Palestine, exactly. We're not going to give up. They keep saying, "Oh, why doesn't the population move? Why this? Why that?" They should be allowed to move. They don't. First of all, they don't want to move. Second of all, every time a Palestinian has been told to move as a refugee from war, they've not been allowed back to their homeland. So we know that playbook. They're trying to force it upon us now, but the world's not going to let it happen, I don't think. The fact that so many countries are falling in line, yeah, I know, Mo Daddy. It's funny. It's funny. They could have Wonder Woman. I guess we'll take Superman, right? Hopefully, Superman does come help us out there. It's crazy. Like, you can't beat this group overseas, and then you can't beat this little ragtag group like they keep saying. So you're trying to force the population by starving them. Yeah, there needs to be a two-state solution. The world has basically come together with this. The 1967 borders. Yeah, they should never have to go anywhere. We will never see. We won't let that happen. If anything, we're going to get a state recognized out of this, hopefully, and then our people will be allowed to return. We'll be able to control our own borders. A lot of stuff, you guys. A lot of stuff goes into this recognition. So, France spearheading this shows a lot. I've seen the UK's falling in line. I've seen Canada falling in line. So everybody but the United States. I believe Palestine's already recognized by over 140 countries. So recognition is gonna come in September, you guys. Yeah, we want the two states for sure, Mo Daddy. I think the one state. They definitely don't want the one state because the Palestinians outnumber them between the West Bank, inside of what is Israel and the occupied territories. The Arabs, which are indigenous Palestinians, they outnumber them. So if we were one country, one democratic country, our vote would outweigh their vote. So they'll never make it one country. So two states is the way to go. They don't even want that. Yeah, I mean, you guys can obviously see it. You got Ben-Gvir, Smotrich, Netanyahu himself said he blocked the peace process. So there's a lot of stuff, man. There's a lot of stuff that's come out in light. The world's waking up to this Zionist entity that's corrupted our country and our world, really. And I do want to make a distinction between that entity and Jews, even some people in Israel. Like, it's not everybody in Israel. The sad thing about TikTok is the more I talk to people from over there and the more they express their opinion, I'm starting to lose that view. So Israel, this is a message to you guys. If you guys really are a liberal democracy, the only democracy in the Middle East, what are you doing with this government right now? Because all they're doing is hurting, the Israeli cause in the future. So I believe peace needs to happen in the Middle East, and with peace happening in the Middle East, it would mean peace between Palestine and Israel. Saudi Arabia came out the other day and said, we won't normalize relations with Israel unless there's a Palestinian state. So they didn't, Mo Daddy. They didn't. I mean, if you guys think about it, the Middle East was pretty peaceful before all the meddling from Europe. Under the Ottomans, the Middle East was pretty peaceful. And then I would like to remind you guys, in World War I, the Arabs revolted against the Ottomans and fought with the Allies. So Palestinians actually fought for that land in World War I before a lot of the Zionist entity was over there. They were already around, but they weren't over there. Ooh, we have a guest trying to come in. Who is trying? Ooh, Mo Daddy, my guy. I'm about to plug you in, Mo Daddy. Let me Bluetooth myself. There we go. Mo Daddy, you on live, brother. How are you?
What's going on, Issa? Assalamu alaikum. Be peace up here upon you guys. How are you, Habibi? You hear me?
Alaikum assalam. How are you, brother? Good,
How's
good.
everything,
Yep.
Habibi?
I hear you loud and clear, brother. Good.
That's
Alhamdulillah.
good.
How are you?
Alhamdulillah, wallah, badi salamtak, Habibi. Listen, regarding about the two-state solution, right? Us Palestinians, we want peace. But
Exactly.
how are you going to live with people that living in the Palestinian country came and colonized the whole region, the whole country, right? They look at us as goyim. They look at us like animals. Look what they've been doing to us since they came in 1948. All they did was displacing us, unaliving us, and you know that. All right?
Of course.
They wanna keep on blaming October 7, right? Okay, the age group is in Gaza. That's where the problem is at, right? But what do you call
supposedly?
Exactly. What you call what's happening in the West Bank? Well, all these settlers armed to the brim, to the teeth, unaliving the Palestinians, as we see videos coming out from there. My cousin got unalived about a month ago. Over there, bro.
Yeah, I mean, my family's from the West Bank, and we're like, you guys all know this. We're all Christian community.
Yes.
We've been under attack all month. They burned all types of stuff.
They boom churches, mosques, and everything, right? Even if you go YouTube, how the way the Israelis treat the Christians in Palestine and Jerusalem. Look at it, guys. Go look it up on YouTube. They be spitting at them.
Exactly. There's no difference. And even some Jewish people in Palestine, I mean, basically who doesn't align with their colonial thought, that's it. But Palestinian Christians and Muslims, there's no difference between us. We get treated the same because the other day I actually went on a live. I was debating, I believe her name was Daniela or something. And she was like, oh, the Prophet Muhammad this, the Prophet Muhammad that. And there was actually other Christian people. Prophet Muhammad, astaghfirullah, is false this, And the Christian Americans were agreeing with it. And I said, okay. I said, what do you guys think they think of Jesus? Same exact thing as the Prophet Muhammad. So
exactly, they don't believe in God.
There's no difference, and a lot of them are not. They're not religious people.
Exactly.
So it's just the world's waking up. Thank God the world is waking up, and they've seen it. Alhamdulillah. So we're closer to a Palestinian state than we've ever been.
Inshallah, that goes through. Inshallah, that goes through, man.
Inshallah. I think in our lifetime, brother, it will. 100 years almost. Well, 100 years really, when you count all the mandate stuff of the Palestinians living this way. There's no way they can't. At this point, the world's turned. They've opened their eyes. So it's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time, brother.
Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Calls himself Pali. This troll that goes in every Palestinian pro-Palestinian life. Look at the way he's saying, release the hostages, mother effer.
They've offered to release the hostages.
The age group the next day offered them, whatever it is. They refused it, and they came out flat out. They said that our main goal is not our hostages, getting them back. They want to eradicate the age group, and as we can see what they're doing.
Everybody could. Yeah, listen to Ben Gvir and Smoltrich. Pally lying. Our sources are your finance minister and I don't know what Gvir is, but those are my sources. Just Google what they said about Gaza, you guys.
How about when Bibi Netanyahu came out the other day? Oh, there's no starvation in Gaza. There's food going in. Meanwhile, you see these corroded dual citizenships of all over the country, especially in America, blocking those aids coming into the truck,
destroying aid,
destroying the aids, sitting on the road in the middle of the road, not letting the 18-wheeler truck pass by. Are they the rules? You know what's going on?
Well, I mean, that's the thing is that the whole world, I mean, has opened their eyes and they're still so brazen. The last time something like that, like I'm a history guy, bro. So the last time something like that happened, was the H-man in Germany and the whole world came together. If you remember, they used to appease the H-man. Like he took over a lot of countries before he went into Poland. They finally drew a red line after a few years and were like, look, you keep doing this, like that's it. So I think that's what's going to end up having to happen if they don't stop soon. We have
No, of
somebody.
course not. Go ahead.
Yeah, we have. I'm going to bring a guy, Maraj Ahmedi in. Let's hear you. You already know what he's going to be about. So let's hear it. Hopefully he's respectful, but let's see it. What's up? What's up, man?
How are you, brother?
Good. How are you?
Just give me 1 second, sorry.
No problem, man. Let me mute him. نشوف شو بده يقول.
What's in mute him, man?
Yeah, I want to mute him while he's.
Okay, brother, I'm back.
Okay. What's up, man? What do you got to say to us tonight?
Free Palestine, brother.
Wallahi,
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm from Afghanistan, and I have been in those situations. I left my country when I was 10 years old, and now I live in Canada, mashallah.
Alhamdulillah, good.
I'm here to help and support all my brothers, not just Muslims, every human, innocent people in the world, not just Muslims.
Exactly. Everybody. And you know what? That is a real Muslim, because a real Muslim, they help everybody and they want the good for everybody.
Yeah.
So,
And I did help some brothers in Palestine. I sent like $30 to 3 families, like $30, like $90, let's say Canadian. But the problem is that in Gaza they say for $20 they buy only 1 kg of wheat flour.
Exactly.
Which is insane. Why our Muslim brothers do this to ourselves? I mean, I live in Canada. Just hear me, brother. I live in Canada. I go outside. If I buy 25 kg of flour, is probably, I would say now is $40 or $50. I could be wrong. It should be cheaper, but Muslims shouldn't take advantage of their own brothers.
Well, I don't think it's like they're selling. What's happening, brother, is like in Afghanistan, the United States, they never stopped aid from coming in. There was never a shortage. There were shortages, but not like this, blockade.
Yes, I know,
to bring all that stuff, like whatever's coming in, these people that are bringing it into Gaza, it's not just aid, because aid hasn't been getting in. So this is like stuff that gets smuggled through maybe tunnels or whatever. So it's so expensive to get it in. It's not the Gazans themselves. It's probably like the Egyptians or even a lot of Israelis who smuggle, the food. They're basically taking advantage of the people in the war. It's a war profiteering, brother.
It's very sad, brother. It's like for $20 USD I send, they can only buy 1 kg of wheat.
Sister. I'm sorry, brother. Go ahead.
It is like barely like I can't help like we have to somehow bring more international help and everything, so that look, France wants to recognize Palestine. Canada's following, and UK maybe, and some other countries, but we have to keep supporting. And inshallah, don't worry. Even if we don't succeed in this life, it's a test for our brothers and sisters. And
well, brother, the Muslim world, Yeah, thank you, man. You know, we know the whole world, Muslim and really the world now at this point is with us. Unfortunately, you know, I feel like the Arab government should do a lot more pressure. You know, the
The pro-
Palestinians know what happened to us.
the
We've been
problem with
abandoned
Arab
by the
world is
governments of our brothers. You know, that's really what it is.
the
Yeah.
If they
problem.
hadn't abandoned
Mirage,
us, yeah,
Mirage, my brother, I swear to God, this, what's happening in Gaza, is a test from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This goes to all the
Inshallah,
Muslims out there, brother. And they
yeah,
failed.
inshallah.
They failed. And I want to know
Of
what
course,
they're gonna say when they be judged on that day.
they're gonna
exactly.
go to
Because
hell. They're
it's
gonna go to hell because in Saudi Arabia, in all those neighboring countries, they're animals. I
They
swear to
expose
Allah.
themselves, brother
I
Mirage. They
swear to
expose
Allah,
themselves.
brother.
yeah, and we
At
have no
least,
problem as
at least they
Palestinians
can,
saying it. You
at least
know,
they can, at least they can drop aid. But what they dropped is like 10%. They only dropped for 10% of Gaza, 2 million or whatever, and then they only dropped a
it's
portion of the
never
food.
enough, you guys. It's not enough. I mean, really, you know, these flotillas that keep getting stopped, sailing out one by one. In my opinion, there should be a freedom armada. I think like
There's another one
100.
coming, brother. Truth, there's another one
Brother,
coming, Habibi.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you know what?
I messaged Jacob Berger about it, bro. Like, well, I
Yeah,
will go on it. I don't care if they,
exactly. You
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 know.
know what's a shame, Issa? You know what's a shame, cuz?
Yeah,
That
brother.
the flotilla boat, wallahi, they doing the Muslim work. They are doing the Muslim work. Okay? If
Exactly,
the
brother.
Muslim,
Exactly.
I'm listen, I'm not doing the Muslim work. They are doing the Muslim work. Okay? If
Exactly,
the
brother.
Muslim,
Exactly.
I'm listen, I'm not taking it on. Don't think because I'm talking about Muslim, because I'm Muslim. Christianity too,
Exactly.
they're going through what we're going through. So I want to make that
Everybody.
self clear. But
But
this is
I also want to say one thing too. Us as Christian Palestinians, we've been with the Muslims. We
of
put our
course.
cards with the Muslims. So when you say this is how we believe too. You know, we
Exactly, my
believe they
brother.
should protect us. They're our
Can I say
brothers.
something? Can I say
Exactly. Go ahead,
something?
go ahead.
Yeah, the problem is that most of these Jews, they planned this for ages. They wanted Palestine before World War One, World War Two, and
Oh yeah, yeah. They had
when
designs from a long time.
we had the Muslim Empire, we didn't want the kings, the whoever was the king at that time didn't want to sell the Palestine to these Jews. They wanted to buy it at that time. Trust me. And then once they couldn't achieve, then they started World War One and World War Two, and then what they did is that they went to Qatar, Saudi Arabia. They bought these people. These are Zionists. These people, Jordan, Qatar, UAE.
Brother,
These are
they
all.
said it. They said it, brother. They had 7 countries on that list. And the first one they went after was Iraq. And then from Iraq, it went to Afghanistan. From Afghanistan, went to Syria. And then from Syria, they're going to Lebanon. Then from Lebanon, it's going. Listen, listen. Let me tell you something, guys. The biggest thing they see a threat on in that region is Iran. Look how it's not real. Attacked Iran, thinking that America is gonna go fight their battles. Even though Trump,
Exactly.
what he did, he pew a couple of bases, but Iran is smart enough. They moved everything. They hit like bases. There was nothing there, nuclear, nothing there. You
Well,
understand?
that and then when Iran, you know, they called the United States and said, "Listen, we have to respond." They phoned in the response. They de-escalated and deaded it. You know, so yeah, they got caught high and dry against Iran. That's why they signed a ceasefire very quick. And also Lebanon. If you notice, they signed a ceasefire with Lebanon. Not too much later is what happened in Syria. So, I've been always skeptical about the Syrian overthrow because it happened so quick after they couldn't take what they wanted in Lebanon.
Did you guys hear in the news
Go ahead,
the
Manoj.
latest
No.
the news that I heard that the United States pressuring Lebanon to disarm Hezbollah. Why? Because they
I'm
think
sure.
that is, and Hezbollah, they're forcing the president to disarm Hezbollah. So
Yeah.
imagine, it's like you can have a food and I can have food. You can have water, I cannot have water. Gaza and West Bank is like a concentration camp. Concentration camp, what it means? It means they control your child, they control your people, and they control you. It's not
Exactly.
freedom.
Exactly.
It's
Listen,
not freedom.
Maraj, let me tell you something, guys. Isa, let me tell you
I've
something.
seen it. I've seen videos, and I know. Thank
Yes,
you.
brother. Yes, brother. Listen, Palestine would never be free unless our people of Palestine, the Palestinians, the Muslims and the Christianities and the real Jewish people, we are fighting to liberate our country. So this is why it's not free, because the Middle East is not free. The entire region is not free. Look at this entire region and tell me any leaders in that region that are representatives of their population, which that don't exist. Listen, all the leaders in the entire region have been
They're
propped
cowards.
up.
They're
Exactly.
cowards.
They've been propped up
Or
by the
Zionists.
British, by the French, and by the American. And as long that takes in place, as long you have Sisi, the general of Egypt, is financed by the U.S., and as long you have King of Tomatoes, which is Jordan, right, it's in Israel's pocket. Palestine can never be free. But you know when that changes is when you have true leaderships in the Middle East. Then it's really, listen to this now, then it's really difficult and hard for America and the West to control the relationships of these countries with Israel. The Middle East is one of the last parts of the world that is truly not free yet. It is enslaved by its colonial masters, and it still has leaders put in place by the West who maintain and manipulate them and tell them what to do. That's why they want to go. They want to go after Iran and put a puppet there. They want to change the region over there. They want to change everything there. But we're not. Listen, the world woke up to that. No more of this stupid damn moves like they always do.
You know, brother,
Exactly.
you know,
Go ahead,
brother,
Manoj.
brother, this life is a test. If you know what I mean, a test that some of us may live 30 years, 40 years, 1 day, 1 second, not even a second. But these people, these Zionist Jews and their supporters, they're all going to hell. If they know or not, believe me, if there is a God, then there's a justice. Look, we have justice on earth. We have justice on earth. We judge, we sentence people to death for killing children and people, innocent people. Do you think God doesn't have justice? Let them kill. You know what? I'm super happy, brothers. You know what? All these Zionists and Jew killers, they're all going to hell forever and ever.
Brother.
I cannot party more than this anymore.
Brother, let me tell you
swear
something.
to you.
Listen,
I know when I was in my country, I traveled to Azerbaijan, to Tajikistan, to Moscow, from Moscow to Canada. I went to different schools. I saw so many hardships, and I saw poverty, and I saw everything. And Alhamdulillah, I have a good life in Canada, as I think and I remember my past, I say Alhamdulillah, Subhanallah, and I help my brothers, not only Muslims. You know,
everybody.
I am Ismaili brothers, not only Muslims. You know,
everybody.
I am Ismaili Muslim. If you know Ismaili Muslim,
I know.
And our
Ismaili, like Hassan, from the the Ismailis. That's what you are.
From Ali.
From Ali.
Okay. Cool.
And
I thought it was like the ones from Assassin's Creed.
No, it's like if you Google AKDN website, AKDN have hospitals, distribution center, help in every country, every poor country. Afghanistan, Pakistan,
Beautiful.
Middle East, and every year AKDN provides helps over 20 million kids, poor people, with education, with poverty, with agriculture, everything. And
Oh, that's beautiful, man.
and we pay our zakat or our dasun or our whatever percentage we pay to the those fund, like for example Syria. If you Google Syria, our leader spent I believe 100 billion or 200 European billion to Syria for a couple of years. It's the money is going to Syria to help rebuild Syria.
Exactly. And trust me, Palestine, there's not going to be a shortage of people willing to rebuild Palestine. It's just we need to all come together at this point. Enough's enough. The Arab world needs to, I mean, this is a stain on anybody calling themselves Arabs. I'm two steps away from being like a Lebanese and calling myself Levantine, you know?
But brother, one thing I tell you, European countries, like most European countries, Canada, US, they all support the Zionist regime or whatever is this going on.
Exactly.
That's the problem, and our tax money goes to these. Like you know, I feel so ashamed. Why? Because I'm paying the Canadian government my tax, and they're sending money and weapons to.
We all are, man. We all are, and
I ask every day, every second, Allah to forgive me because I cannot help myself. Where am I gonna go?
Exactly, brother. It's you live in the country, you pay the taxes, and we live in democracy. So what's good is it's up to us to change that. Do we need to change that policy here?
Exactly.
And we will. We're getting stronger and stronger and stronger.
Yeah, exactly. Listen.
Yeah. So go ahead, brother.
Listen. Okay.
No, I'm saying, yeah. Go ahead, Mo. I was gonna bring in Joanne. She's actually
Joanne, I know her. Joanne, I know her.
Joanne's from my village. From
Mashallah, yes, more respect to her. More respect to you guys, wallah.
I want to bring her in. Thank you, Habibi.
You know what? I know Joanne for a while. She knows me for a while and stuff like that. Listen.
That's what's up.
Yeah, listen to me. What happened? What's happening in Gaza? It's very disgusting, right? We don't want that. You know who allowed that October 7th? Israel. Israel allowed that. You know why? When you have military occupation on that land, there's always going to be a resist. There's always going to be resistance. You think we want that?
Resistance.
How long the Gaza Strip?
Hear me one second, brother.
Oh, brother, can I land my plane, yeah, brother? Can I land my plane, brother?
Okay, sorry.
Wallah, please. I'm sorry, brother. Now, if you look at Gaza, it was sieged, man, since 2007, I believe. It had a blockade. Israel controls what goes in and what comes out, right? They even control the water, the electricity, and everything. How long do you expect the Palestinians to live in that? You understand? Listen, this is the problem, is the way the Israelis been treating the Palestinians by dehumanizing them, torturing them, displacing them, raping them, unaliving them, and put hostages in prison without any papers, no court days.
Children.
Exactly. They are creating that greater Israel plan as we speak in Gaza and the West Bank. They built an apartheid state on the Palestinians. And of course, what do you think the Palestinians who live in that apartheid state is going to do? Is going to resist violently. You guys want to talk about October 7th? That wasn't the first uprising. The first uprising was the Intifada in 1989. The second uprising was in 2000. You're going to have more Intifadas and more October 7th in the future because of the way the Israelis treat the Palestinians.
Yeah, if peace and a two-state solution is not reached, what else is left for them?
Listen, it's on them. It's on them. They never wanted a peace solution. They broke the peace. Look at Yasser Arafat. Look what happened to the Oslo Accord. We paid the price for it. They made it a peace agreement. Gaza, the West Bank, and East Jerusalem Whose territory is it? The Palestinians. And what's we seeing now? They want to settle their stupid damn settlers into Gaza. Look what's happening in the West Bank, East Jerusalem. Guys, wake up. There is
I
no
mean,
peace on that land when you have people, like I said, look at us like animals. And they claim themselves they are the chosen people of God for that land. Where were you motherfuckers when before it was called Israel, before 1948? Huh? Why wasn't the state of Israel was created at that time? Get the fuck out of here. Excuse my language.
you're good, brother. You're good,
They're
Habibi.
they're European Jew that they don't know their father and mother, and then they claim to be Palestinian.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's like it's very, you know, I've talked to a lot of them here, and a lot of them say, okay, we're descendants of the Hebrews from 70 AD that were kicked out by the Romans. Okay, 70 AD,
you know what's
it's
funny?
2025. So you're
Hey,
telling
Issa.
You know
me,
what's funny?
you know,
Issa,
You know what's
we don't have any problems with the real Jewish people. The
we
only
don't,
problem
we
on that
don't.
land is the European Ashkenazi
Colonists,
Jews. The prominent,
colonists,
exactly. The
colonists,
atheists. They want to create a
atheists.
Jewish state on the expense of our people.
Joanne,
you know
I'm not
you
saying
know
Joanne,
anything
what's
about it. I don't like them.
Jo- Joanne says, no, I mean, you know what? I've had friends that are Jewish. There's a lot of that are here that don't support what's happening. They don't support, you know, there's even some Palestinian Jews there. They were there, you know. So I don't
you,
say the hell with all of them, but the Zionists, the colonists, yeah, they got to go.
you
I
know
don't follow
100%.
know
And there's no talking about that. 100%.
Listen, like
Guys,
you know
look at what they
brothers.
did to Taibe. Mike
yeah,
Huckabee
you
Yeah.
went
seen
there.
that?
Yeah,
Fucking
Mike Huckabee
disgusting.
Yeah.
went there. You know how mad Taibe was in America that they invited Mike Huckabee there? They're like, bro,
Yeah,
what are you
because
guys doing?
because he went there to try to divide us, saying like, oh, look at the Christians get this
Mike,
special
son,
treatment.
Habib,
Right.
Yo, Mike,
Go ahead.
pancakes. Get the fuck out of here before I flip you like a pancakes. Don't ever talk to my sister like that.
You got a
Yeah,
new
he's
pair of knee pads. Oh, honey,
well.
I don't need knee pads. Your mom needs them, sweetheart. You're so silly.
It's funny because they just show the world who they are when they say stuff. Like we would never say stuff
Daily.
like this, you know.
You're like,
They'll
they
This is
say
the way they want
no.
us to talk to them. This is the way they want the people to talk
They'll
to them.
go report. They go report you. It's like triggering, you know.
Wallah, Habibi, I
Uh,
got a lot of counts, cuz. I got a lot of counts built up, cuz. Trust me.
yeah, they can't stop our voice, man. We'll never be quiet. I always tell them. I say, look, the same way you guys believe it's your land and all this. I was born here in the United States. Palestine's my country. We get our
Exactly.
own country. I'm going back there. So the same way
Exactly.
they did it is the same way we're going to do. But the problem is we won't go back there and do what they're doing to us, to them, you know,
How about
even if
this,
there was
Asa? How about
peace.
this? Make this sense. How about this? I'm not being racist. I'm not being anything. Like, say, for instance, a Chinese, a Mexican, or
Anyone.
anyone who becomes a Zionist, they have right birth to that land and go live there, bro. Make that sense. Meanwhile, my parents were born and raised there. My grandparents, right? They were born and raised there. Even my uncles and everything. They're not allowed to go back there, but on visitation only. But if somebody the
Exactly.
next
If they
day
get
has no ties
accepted.
to it, huh?
If they get
If they get
accepted through Ben
accepted in.
Gurion or Jordan.
Yeah, no,
Mm-hmm.
my parents, they go from, I don't say Ben Gurion, I say Matar al-Lid.
Oh.
You
But
understand?
I do too.
brother,
I go through there.
why so many Christians support Zionist people? I
They,
don't
they've
get
been
it, bro.
brainwashed,
Because
brother.
they
Even
don't.
brother, even in their book, they say that Jesus is this and that. Jesus
Yeah,
is this
they're
and that.
confused.
We Muslims,
You know.
we
I
Muslims,
can
we
explain
at
it to
least
you. I can
I
explain
have
it
a
to you.
we
video
Muslims
of
at
them
least.
talking about Jesus, be peace upon him. I know you guys, you know what I mean? Wallah,
Yeah,
he said that, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, we
I
know.
have a video too. I got somebody talking about
The
it like
crazy
Hold
that.
on.
the crazy part is the
Hold on.
Christians and
The crazy part is that The crazy part is that in
explain
Jerusalem
لها.
or Palestine or Israel, whatever you call,
ماما شو هذا
they
بحكي كثير.
spit on
That's what I'm
Yeah.
on
talking about,
Christians.
Joanne.
They spit on Christians and they disrespect Christians.
هذا
They
بحكي كثير.
spit on
Yeah.
That's what I'm
on
talking about,
Christians.
Joanne.
They spit on
Oh.
Christians and they disrespect Christians
Okay,
people,
so
and they say you guys are idol worshippers.
Brother,
yes,
the
we know.
one on
We
top of
know.
you, she's a Palestinian Christian. She will answer your question why they support them. Go ahead.
Let me explain it to you. Okay.
Yes, yes, my sister.
Are you familiar with something called the Schofield Bible?
Tell me about it, and
Okay.
then
Okay.
Educate yourself, Miraj. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead. See,
Okay.
let her talk.
Okay. So the
it's okay. I will educate myself. I have
No,
no problem with that.
brother. In a good way, please, brother. I'm not saying
Of
you're a
course,
dummy
of
or
course.
anything. No, I never do that, brother.
Of course, I'm not Jew Zionist that
I
say
educate from
I'm
them too,
first
wallahi,
class
my brother.
and they're animals. The rest of the people,
Yeah.
Christians, Jewish, Muslims, they're animals, and we are humans. We are
Oh,
you're not
Miraj,
Zionist Jews.
there you
There you
go.
go.
Like,
Now we are tied.
So
Miraj, can I explain it to you?
yeah, go ahead, Joanne.
No, Issa, continue, and then when you finish, I'll explain it to him if he cares to
Okay,
listen.
so from what I gather, they read the word Israel in the Bible, in English, and they just connect it. It's a very, very smart play by the Zionists to name their country Israel, because they think they really are the people from the Bible. That's the Christian Zionists. If they really look at like my DNA, I'm the child. When they say descendant of Israel, our DNA can claim to be descendant of Israel. The Palestinians, most could be an ancient Hebrew, because a lot of us are. Maybe we were Israelites who became Christian, who became Muslim. So these people don't know the truth, and they think supporting them is like a ticket to heaven or something like that. When in reality,
it's ticket to hell.
Yeah, exactly. In
I'm
reality,
sorry, brother.
they're
Sorry,
exactly.
brother. It's ticket to hell.
And it's a ticket
You
to hell.
support child killers and innocent
Exactly.
people.
And they're
Impossible.
very confused, and that's why they support them so much, because they think that these people are those people that they read about, when really in reality the Palestinians have more claim to be the people they read about than anybody else.
Issa,
not only that, guys,
can you
they
bring
have-
up Pali
Go ahead.
Mitri?
Yeah, I was gonna bring Pali in actually. I've been seeing him.
And
He's been
guys,
chilling.
and not only that, they believe they said that if you guys
Go ahead, sister.
if you guys bless Israel, you'll be blessed. If you guys don't like Israel, and you won't be blessed. But these
And
people,
if
It's a
they
lie,
really
it's a
know,
lie.
we might
not
be
the
them.
verse.
It's
But
a-
that's-
I know,
con
but Joanne, they
artist.
played with it.
It's
They
a
played
con
with
man.
with the rhetoric.
Yes,
They
they
did
played.
yeah.
That's exactly it. So they
That's
played.
exactly.
So they played with the verse. They put footnotes in there. Like, I don't know how it is in the Quran, but like in the Bible, if you read something and then like on the side it'll explain the verse to you, like what the actual meaning is, right? So they sent Cyrus Schofield to Oxford University to rewrite the footnotes, gearing it towards the Zionists, saying pray for Israel and all that bullshit. That is not what the verse says. The verse is referring to Jacob, who fought with God, who Jacob turned his name into
Jacob
Isaac.
fought with God? Please explain to me. Jacob
Okay,
fought
we're not
with
gonna
God,
get into
and
religion here.
Jacob
Pump
won.
your brakes.
Oh,
You're
please.
gonna pump your brakes.
Hold on, I'm
pump your
gonna
brakes.
mute him a little bit because I'm gonna just mute him just a little bit.
Or
brother.
like drop him.
The thing
Yeah,
is,
there we go.
yeah. Well, the thing is, it's not. We're not here to. Muslims and Christians in Gaza, brother, are being starved to death.
Like you can't educate
So
someone.
we're not here to fight amongst ourselves, and then that's another thing. In Palestine, we don't do that, brother, because we live the same struggle.
100%.
He does. He probably doesn't understand, but he probably does.
He doesn't.
We have different beliefs, the Muslim and Christianity.
Exactly.
guys
We
still
have
believe-
different,
but you
we
guys
have
still
different
believe Jacob
beliefs.
is Isaac. I mean,
Yeah, Jacob
was Israel.
Brother, bring up free
Yaqub.
Palestine. Bring up free
I
Palestine.
am. I
Wallah.
want to bring him up. Is he up here?
No,
Free
bring up free
Palestine. I'm inviting you.
Yeah, but Issa, don't you think the Vatican needs to arm the people in Tibet? Like, what's with this kumbaya bullshit? We're praying. Okay, I get it. Thank you. Pray for us. Fine. Don't leave us fucking helpless. Like the
I
Vatican has
hope.
armed guards. They have armed guards. Saint George is older than the
Well,
freaking Vatican.
Joanne, just like the world abandoned, they've abandoned us. You know, we're not. We're a footnote. You know, we're not. We've been abandoned by both the faiths, and inshallah one day, you know, both. But I mean, imagine Christianity and Islam join together and
Their
protect
biggest
their
fear.
people.
That's
You know,
Israel's biggest fear. But
it's, it's
did you see Marjorie Taylor Greene on
yeah, everybody.
Twitter? She's condemning the Christians in
Hey Mo,
America.
I'm trying to bring up I'm sorry, Joanne. I'm trying to
No,
bring up free
Habibi,
Palestine.
he said he can't come up now. He said he can't come up.
Oh, okay. My boy. Okay.
There he is. Wallah,
Good.
wallah, free Palestine. Wallah, he's an
He's a good
OG.
man.
He's a very good guy. He's very well spoken. I mean,
That's
all
what
jokes
that's what
aside,
we
we
want.
need people like him because we could educate from him. Because he knows a lot about in Palestine, exactly with the actions and everything. Wallah. I learned a lot
Exactly.
from
We
him.
should.
I love to go on his panel. Wallah.
Exactly. No, I would love to bring him up when he's ready. Let's see who keeps
Hey,
coming
brother.
in here. What's going on? Welcome, Pali Mitra. You've been
How are you?
quiet, man. How are you?
No, I'm
Welcome.
just, I don't like to interrupt anybody, you know.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you, brother.
everything. But about what you guys mentioned earlier, yeah, that's what they do. They weaponize religion. That's the problem. That's the biggest problem. Today I saw a video for a rabbi, I swear, and he's saying how they weaponized the J's back in from the H-man. I don't want to say in the room.
Abu
You know,
Shanab.
yeah, Abu Shanab. I love you. Joanne. She said it right. I swear, it's one of the videos I reposted. So if you guys want to hear, she said it right. I swear, it's one of the videos I reposted. So if you guys want to hear it, it's like I swear I liked it. If I like it, it must have said some really good. He explained that it was how it was all political, financial, all that stuff, money, stuff like that. It was explained good. So yeah, that's how people do. They weaponize it. Dude, our problem is that Hitler is what European weaponized to just do that. And yeah, sorry, I talked too much. Go ahead.
No, you're good.
No, what he's trying to say, I understand what he's saying. Like he's saying they're trying to switch the narrative, whatever it is, right? Look, you know how many Zayas are debated? They can't stand me, right? They come up, oh, Mo Daddy, how many? Whatever it is, right? Look, you know how many Zayas are debated? They can't stand me, right? They come up, oh, Mo Daddy, how many times in the Quran it mentions the Israel, the Israel name, Israel. They think because of the Quran, that first of all, they shouldn't even talk about the Quran because they don't even believe in the fucking Quran. But they want to come up and say, oh, look at how many times it's mentioned in the Quran, which is true, right? Israel is a person, not a land, a person. You understand? But wallah, they can't stand. Wallah, they can't. They can't stand.
And the Palestinians have a bigger claim to be descendants of Israel than they do, through DNA even.
How about this, Mo? So for us, we believe Israel is the bride. The bride of God would be considered the church. And it's written in the Bible. Israel is the bride. It is the church. And the Catholics know this. The evangelicals are the ones that are literally ruining everything. But even if you put religion on the side, nothing justifies what they have done. And I was watching I think it was Pierce Morgan I was watching. I was just like to get different people's views. And this guy said it perfectly. He's like, our generation remembers the H cost. Our children's generation, this is what they're gonna remember. My son came into my room and said, Mama, I can't eat. I was like, bro, what's wrong with you? He's like, I watched a video of a kid in Gaza eating sand. And I was like, you know what? He goes, I don't know how I can help him. I go, actually, you're a big gamer. This is the the QR code for Fortnite. You type in this and you can actually donate money by playing Fortnite to Gaza and to Palestine. And like it just like he lit up. Like he just felt like even something so small like that, knowing that he can help. My son just turned 16, God bless him. Our children are seeing this. and we're alive to
And
watch this happen.
and
And
those are
none
going
of
to
you
be the
ever
ones
hear
making the votes in the future, Joanne. Those will be the
110%.
ones making policy in the future.
110%.
You know. So
Yeah.
hopefully real soon, 10, 15, 20 years, the policy on Israel is going to change totally. Their lobby, everything. They're going to lose power.
Amazing, you're
But
trolling. You're trolling. Yeah,
yeah,
haram. He's a troller,
Amazing's
bro.
been a troll. Oh yeah, I know. I've had it with Amazing, but Amazing never he never says
He comes up.
anything.
He came up on some of the multiple pro pallies. He has nothing to say. He has nothing to bring on the table.
Nothing
He's
at
just a
all
waste of
besides
sperm.
trolling.
He's a waste of sperm, yeah, Jamaat.
Mom should have swallowed.
Oh man. Yeah, the thing is they come on and they you know, they show who they are just through the comments. And the crazy thing is, like, you watch shows like Piers Morgan and you can see like the people that aren't used to their attitude. Like, we know, we lived with it our whole life. But you could see the attitude of like Piers Morgan's, like, he gets like shocked. Like, I can't believe these people like can't read the room right now. They're just blatantly saying the stuff they say, you know? It's crazy.
What kills me, Issa?
Huckleberry.
Yeah, bring him up. You know what's crazy about TikTok, man? Going through these, you know, flipping through the channels on TikTok on the panels. I'm in the, you know, in the comments, listening. They're all debating on religion. Religion is not the time for this, ya Jamaat al-Khair. We have people starved to death. We have people getting
exactly.
This is not the time, guys.
Exactly. It's honestly, wallahi, it's honestly embarrassing.
Disgusting.
Because it's like the two biggest religions in the whole world have people being unalived right now. And they're sitting here arguing amongst themselves. It's like, don't argue. Come help your people. Come help your people. You know?
If like the Muslim, I'm talking about the Muslim people because I'm Muslim.
And the Christians. And the Christians.
No, but I'm talking about
everybody.
We're guilty of it, though. It's Christians and Muslims, and even I'm guilty of that. Like, sometimes...
Yes, exactly. If they were to do... Listen to me, Joanna. If they were to do their work as a believer, they would never let the what's happening in Gaza right now starve.
Never.
Unalive. Baby, you know how... Ya Jamaat al-Khair, you know how many people are going to get unalive from starvation? You know how much they built diseases and famine on them, ya haram? You guys,
exactly.
I don't understand what the hell
they're here in TikTok arguing amongst themselves,
about
making themselves hate each other when even in the Crusades, they respected each other. You know, even the Crusades, the European Crusaders, who, by the way, the Arab Christians, we were with the Muslims. There's Christians fighting in the Crusades with the Muslims, alongside the Muslims, because it was more a colonial thing. But even the Crusaders and Salah ad-Din respected each other. When Salah ad-Din took over Jerusalem, nobody was unalive. He gave everybody safe passage who wanted to go back. He let everybody stay. You know, so it's never been a religion thing, you guys. The religions have always coexisted relatively peacefully, you know, together.
Yes, they don't forget.
Don't you guys find it weird that, like, all of a sudden there's like so much of this like radicalization going on in Syria? Like, when Bashar, you know, fell, and then Giuliani wants to, who was freaking who was a leader of Al Qaeda, like, which America created, but you don't like. Don't Americans put two and two together? Like, Giuliani is like an opposition, right?
Don't forget, he was on the most American wanted list.
Exactly.
He was the big T. But what happened, Joanne's sister? What happened a couple of months ago? He was sitting next to President Trump.
Dude, it's wild.
It is disgusting. People still, people.
How fast it came after the ceasefire in Lebanon. They had it in their back pocket because they couldn't achieve their objectives in Lebanon. That was a total Israeli-American overthrow in Syria. It happened too quick. It happened way too quick.
Like I said earlier, man, people are weaponizing religion.
It happened too quick. It happened way too quick.
Like I said earlier, man, people are weaponizing religion.
What's up, everybody?
Yeah, so I think a lot of this has to do with I hold the U.S. more culpable myself than I do Israel. And I look back to things like in 1996, we have the Clean Break Doctrine, which was legislation that was drafted up by Richard Pearl and Douglas Feith, who were Secretary of Defense under the Reagan and the Bush administration. And it was specifically titled for Netanyahu. It was titled A New Strategy for Securing the Realm. The first stage of this had four stages of the Clean Break Doctrine. The first stage was destroying the Oslo Accords. We all know that. We all know how Netanyahu manipulated it by not
Exactly.
redefining what military zones were. The second stage was military action in Syria and inciting a civil war. The third stage, the second stage was the U.S. overthrowing Saddam Hussein in Iraq. The third stage was Syria and inciting a civil war. And the fourth and final stage we've seen come to fruition here recently in its military action against Lebanon and Iran. So this is the U.S. using Israel as maybe a proxy, maybe a really symbiotic relationship to destabilize the Middle East, pillage, and keep them from coming together because it threatens Western democracy. And we're really
It
seeing like the
does.
final stages of capitalism come. This was happening. What's this fault? China's going to rise up, and
I
we just have to
said
stay
that. I said
steadfast.
that. I said that early on Issa's live right now. Remember when I talked about the region of the Middle East?
Yeah.
I said that, my brother. We all, people just gotta wake up, man.
Exactly. They will. They will. Well, we're here now. We're here in the United States. Our parents immigrated in the late 70s, 80s, 90s. So people like us, Mo, we're like first generation. We were born here.
I
We
am first
understand
generation
how things
myself.
work.
Yeah.
So that's where it's up to us. The same way they have a lobby, the same way they did this, it's up to us to change policy in the West, and that's how you're going to fight it. It's a long fight. Honestly, Israel just sped up statehood for us for what they're doing. I really believe in September people are going to actually recognize it. I don't think it's just talk, and that's a huge step, you guys.
Did you remember when Trump came and gave that peace Nobel to that peach head Trump, right? Well, what he
Yeah.
said? You remember what he said? Israel's gonna have the control of the security without a doubt. Like, what's that mean? They want to take control of that land. They want to occupy more. They want to unalive and everything. You understand? He's sending a message to the world. This guy's not about peace. From him creating that Jewish state over on the expense of our people. You think that was a good thing that he did? That was the
Never.
worst thing they ever did. Theodore Herzl, when he came out with that, right? As we see now, they building hatred against these Zios. Everybody cutting ties with these people. You understand?
Everybody. Imagine 10, 20 years from now, where these kids. Go ahead.
This is how I wish panels always were. Because sometimes I think we get so heated. Like, sometimes I hear, like, different religions talking about other religions, and it makes me so infuriated, and it disturbs my peace, and I hate it. But when we're like this reminds me of when we were back home. And I'm so tired of the Yahud, and I'm so tired of religion coming between us. This is how our lives should be. It should be just us back home. And I'm so tired of the Yahud, and I'm so tired of religion coming between us. This is how our lives should be. It should be just us together talking.
Yeah, because
Exactly.
we're all the
We
same
both
people,
going
you
through the
guys.
same thing, ya Jamaat al-Khair. We both
Exactly.
going through a genocide. You understand?
Exactly.
And there's a Quran where it says, "Lakum dinikum walayadin." Yani your religion is yours,
Exactly.
my
Your
religion is
religion
mine.
and my religion is mine.
There is
Ahl
no
al-Kitab.
There's no religion belief out there stating God tells you to go unalive people.
Exactly.
I
Exactly,
think
you
one of
guys.
Except the
Except in the
Zion,
Torah.
except the Talmud. The Talmud, guys.
Well, I think one of the biggest things we face is on a more surface level. I think anybody in the West, whether it be Europe or America, we've heard this term thrown around: Judeo-Christian values, Judeo-Christian values. When in all actuality, Christians and Muslims have far more in common than Christians ever could with the Jewish counterparts. We see them all from Israel saying, they call them Christians idolaters. They spit on the ground they walk on. They say that Hashem commands them to
YouTube that,
unalive
guys.
them.
I told them
This is-
Huckleberry. Wallah, I told them that too, cuz I told them that.
Yeah.
YouTube it on how the
You
way
guys
the
have a
Israeli
whole
preachers-
surah about Al-Adra Maryam.
No, they believe Jesus is mentioned in the Quran, you guys, more times than anybody.
They have a whole chapter about Mother
we
Mary.
basically
Moses
because
is the most mentioned prophet in the Quran.
or Moses. I'm sorry if I'm wrong, but I grew up with a lot of Muslims. I was really like the only Christian one in my little friend group, right? So I got to learn a lot from them, and you know, their
Wait, were they
parents are
from
all
Italy?
Palestinian. They're from Beit Hanina, believe it
Beth
or not.
Hanina, yeah, they're different
Oh,
from
brother,
Beth
you're
Hanina.
from Beth Hanina?
Walak, I'm from Beth
Not
I'm
Hanina.
from Beth
me.
Hanina too.
I
I'm
thought
from
so.
Hanina,
Okay.
cuz.
Wait, you are Moses?
Where? So
Well, I
I'm from
am.
Mo. I'm from Cleveland, so I grew up with a lot of Hanina, and we
Walak, they're
grew
all my
up
cousins in Cleveland, Habibi.
for
Oh
sure,
my
for
God.
sure, bro.
Yeah, all
I
of them are
spent
my
my
cousins.
teenage
And you
in
know
Beth
you
Shireen,
Hanina.
guys,
Shireen Abu Akla, may God rest, may God
Allah
yeah,
yarhamha.
yeah.
my
Allah
she lives
yarhamha.
in my village. Her family lives in my village.
Yeah,
My father, my mother,
exactly.
they're very close to her. And her
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
family, Allah yarhamha, man.
Brother, a lot of my
Guys,
family are
guys,
a lot. I grew up with the Hanina in Cleveland.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. No, thank you.
W Pali meet you,
We,
wallah. Inta Hanini
Habibi.
zayi, bro.
Yeah, Habibi.
I've been
We
to
all
your
won, wallahi,
weddings.
us Palestinians. We all won, man.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly. Listen. I swear. Look, I've seen it. Look, here in the States.
Palestinians, we all won, man.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly. Listen. I swear. Look, I've seen it. Look, here in the States, I've seen it. Like every countries, like I can tell. I'm sorry, but I can tell. Religion-wise, Muslim, Christians, all that stuff is not like us. Maybe because we had to deal with this Zionism.
Exactly.
We are one. I swear, we do not have any at the end we feel like we're one. And I love it. That we
I
just
mean,
go to one.
we go. The Christians and the Muslims help you. In Taiba, the Muslims come and stand with us over there.
Exactly.
On Ramadan, who's standing in the streets handing out water bottles to the people that are caught in traffic when their fast has to break. I personally used to, like I said, all my friends are from Beit Hanina. When we used to hang out and it was Ramadan, I wouldn't eat or drink if I was with them in front of them. You know, because it's been respect our whole lives. We got taught. We grew up. Palestine is the only country where all three religions have a lot of familiarity with each other and a lot of respect between each other. So,
bro,
back
in school, even in school.
Back in school, even in Taiba. Listen, like this app, I feel like has divided us for a while, and I feel like that's what the Yahud wanted. We gotta knock it off. We've got to host lives like this more often because this is their biggest fear.
Yeah, you guys. I will never. When people say stuff like that, and a lot of people don't understand the bond that we have in Palestine compared to other countries. You know, but I will never speak bad about a Muslim brother of mine because they're brothers to us. If somebody wants to speak bad, that's between him and God. You know, we know what the truth is.
See, we in Palestine, we feel that. Other Arab countries, I swear, I don't see it. I swear.
If you want a pro-Israel perspective up on the panel, there's I think somebody in the comments, Ben. I've got a lot of familiarity with him. He's very respectful. He doesn't say the vile stuff.
Ben is a dumbass, isn't he?
No,
let's take him in. As long as he's respectful, I'd like to hear what they say.
Hey man, he is Zayo. How respectful can he be?
Do you guys remember being back home and just like sitting by the olive trees and singing together? Like that was your chill time?
Wallah.
I like that TV show, Mo.
Yeah, man. Wallah,
it makes me cry thinking about it. Like that was life, man. Life was so chill. Like we're literally.
Huckleberry, I'm gonna bring him up in a little bit. I'll bring him up in a little bit.
Isa, Joanne, you know the best part when I was in Palestine, and it was around Christmas time. Oh my God! When I went to the Balad Beit Lahem, MashaAllah, man.
I swear I was just gonna say you must have went to Beit Lahem.
Naam?
I swear I was just before you said it, I was gonna say you must have went to Beit Lahem because the streets they put the lights and everything, man. Oh my God, we love it.
The most holy village in Beit Lahem in Palestine. Wallahi, the way they celebrate Christmas, how beautiful, and I can't explain it. Like right now, what I'm talking about in my hair is like.
Because brother, and this is the thing they don't want you to know. They do not want you guys to know that in Palestine, in the West Bank, supposedly the Palestinians are hardline this, that. We put up Christmas lights and celebrate Christmas. Nobody bothers us because why? We're one people. There's no distinction. We're neighbors. We own property next to each other.
Exactly.
We live, you know,
And
there's
don't
no
forget,
different.
I want to tell you guys, don't forget, there was one time, there was the biggest holy holidays of the Muslim. I think it was in Ramadan with the Eid, when the mosque, was so full, they had no place for the Muslims people to go in there and pray. Wallahi, the church
Opens its
opened
doors.
Yeah.
and made them go in there and pray.
You know why? Because it's normal that we think that even if it was the other way around, y'all will do the same. They will do the same.
They
That's
do.
why we know it.
And they do, and that's the one beauty about our country, you guys, is we
You know what it
are
is?
so
Because
we're not different people, you know, we're just different
exactly.
religions.
At the end of the day, we have
Because
the
they
same
know,
common enemy.
because Palestinians, they know, we know that it's not about religion. That is the same. It's all about Palestine, and that's it, regardless of the religion.
That is what you call
Exactly.
Habibi Pali. That's what you call the values of the Palestinians.
Exactly. We don't bend, we don't let things dictate, you know. We'll dictate our own narrative, you know. Like when Maraj started, I knew where he was going, and I was like, look, whatever, because then somebody's going to say something from the other side, tempers, like, for what? Like, both our people. It's not both our people. Our people, Palestinians, are going through a G-side right now. It was like, this is not the right time to debate. You know, if you guys want to debate, go let the scholars and the this and that debate. You guys want us, a bunch of people that, you know, we're going to debate it.
100%.
You
Wallahi,
know?
I'm the last person on TikTok, even in my life, off social media, on social media, the last person to be talking about religion. This is not the fucking time.
It's not the
And I
time.
expect
We
everybody,
talk
listen,
about
I don't here to
exactly.
judge anybody, especially me coming on Issa's panel to judge him what to say, what not to say. No. That's like me in another word of saying me going in his house and tell him how to run his house. No. I don't judge people. But to me, which I think is accurate, religion is not the time for this.
Not at all, brother. Not at all.
It's
You
not.
know, there'll be a time one day where people could sit around and do it like they did for thousands of years and debate.
This
Both
world's a
religions
test.
aren't going to go anywhere. Exactly.
This
But
world's a
right
test.
now, exactly. Right now, we need to come together for our people, you know, and alhamdulillah, we are, you guys. And
W
back to
Issa.
this, you know, back to this whole flotilla thing. You know, I don't know. Maybe we should start. I was going to make a video about it. You know, my following isn't that big, but inshallah, man, we should start a freedom armada. Sail 100 of them in there. Sail 100 with all the non-ruh. We have more than enough people willing to do it, I believe.
Yeah,
You
but
know,
okay.
and I'm the first to volunteer. You know,
Everybody, listen. You notice? You know what's so funny? The other day that who came out? Egypt, Jordan, Qatar, Saudi
Right.
Arabia. They all came up. They said they want Hamas. They want Asian
Oh, I've
groups to
seen that.
surrender. Right? But those are the people that sold Palestine. You understand?
Exactly, brother. Exactly, for the billions. Well, you got to think of it. If you're another Arabic country, right? This is like a problem that hasn't gone away, and they all have freedom. They all have a country. We're
Yes.
the only ones that don't.
I always been
to
saying
them,
that.
it's almost like, okay, khalas, let it go,
Guys.
let it go. You know, that's what it is.
Yeah, but they really should
Host-
release the war prisoners when Israel is bombing Gaza. They should just release them and they can find their own way home.
Yeah, like my brother Asa said.
Wallah.
And I was always telling them, we're the only country from all around the world. We have no right to get up and move to our country and live there.
The
Meanwhile,
only
any
country.
other countries, you guys could get up and just leave and go live there without anybody telling you you can't come here. No, where you going and this and that. You understand? Well, we're gonna
Exactly.
make sure us Palestinians, we're gonna fight for our freedom, and I promise you, it's gonna happen. Inshallah,
We're
it'll happen
gonna
in
get
our
it.
lifetime, but in our kids'
Inshallah.
generation and everything. You understand? Most of the
Inshallah.
every country out there. I'm talking about Algeria, Ireland. When they fought for their freedom, what happened? They got their freedom. So in our case, we're gonna have to fight for our freedom, in which we are. And alhamdulillah, what TikTok did, it did a big impact to the whole world.
of
Is
exposing
it?
the Zios, what they've been doing to us, the Palestinians.
Exactly. This is fighting for our freedom. When we say fighting, we don't mean just grabbing the K and going. We mean this right here. What we're doing is fighting for our people's freedom, and we're gonna do it, you guys. I'm a history guy, man. I see how the world turns. I could see it happening. I do, man. I'm curious to let in the Zionist Ben Smith. I want to see what he. The thing is, they always say
Put
the
holy
same
water
stuff
on
that
you
they
first
learn
before
in.
you let him in.
Bring him up. Bring him up. He said he wants to come after my brother Pali Mitri. Bring him up. Bring him up.
Yeah, I want him respectful. As long as let's hear what they say. But the
If he's
thing is,
not
we probably
if he's
heard it.
not respectful, just throw him down
Yeah,
like in the trash bag.
If he's not
Hey
comfortable,
exactly.
guys,
نجيب
good
فرن
morning.
له خلاص if he's not respectful.
Hello, Ben Smith. What's up?
Good, decent, I guess. Good morning.
Good morning or good night or good. It's like 9:30 here in good old Texas, USA. PM.
Texas?
Texas, cowboy country.
Yeah.
I plan on moving to your state.
Oh my God,
Oh, are
Isa,
you?
happy
Oh my
birth.
God, you're gonna
I
go
do,
occupy
Isa.
that? You're gonna go occupy Texas?
He's gonna steal your house, Isa. Lock your
I'm
doors.
actually planning on buying property in Texas, yeah.
Where? What part?
Oh, this guy sounds he's from India.
I mean, India, so random. No,
You have the
uh,
Israeli accent. You have the out.
I think it's they call it more French than Hindu, but I don't know.
You
Uh,
sound like that guy from 90 Day Fiance, the one that wants Sarper's girl. You guys know
I
what I'm
don't watch
talking
it,
about,
but
right?
now
That guy from 90 Day Fiance, the one that wants Sarper's girl. You guys know
I
what I'm
don't watch
talking
it,
about,
but
right?
I don't know.
Go ahead,
But
brother.
I haven't decided where exactly, but I mean that's the state I picked. Like, definitely want to go there. You know?
Oh, the white folks are gonna love you down there.
You think so?
Oh yeah, they love when other people, other countries collect welfare on their behalf, on their taxes. They're gonna love you.
Hey,
Yeah, good
I
luck.
work hard. I'm not gonna collect. I'm not gonna let people like carry me through.
What do you
I'm
mean?
not gonna be on
America's
taxpayers'
carrying.
back. Is what I'm saying.
Don't be silly. America's carrying you guys through right now. You guys are like the biggest welfare case. You're like
I mean the
America's
state.
Section 8
Yeah.
housing.
Ben, do you live in Israel right now?
I do. Yeah. In the
Well,
north.
why are you moving?
Oh, better financial opportunity. US is better, overall.
It is. Be careful in Texas, man. Hey, I'm all for you moving here. As long as you're not there, right?
It's like a silent victory for the Palestinians. يلا تعالوا على أمريكا.
Come on over to Texas. But what part of Texas you want to come to?
Actually, haven't looked up. I didn't look into it that much. Actually, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Okay.
It's more of
Do your research, man. I'm new to Texas, like almost a year. It's pretty good, but do your research on where to go.
yeah, sure. Is it nice? It's nice in there.
It's nice. The weather is very similar to our country, where we're both from, and the people are nice. It just depends. It depends on if you like to drive a lot. It's definitely got to get used to it. It's not like over there. But go ahead, man. I know you have an Israeli point of view. I'd like to hear what you have to say.
But so much to say, right? About what?
Well, let's start. Obviously, Gaza, the obvious. I don't know if you believe there's hunger in Gaza or not right now. Or are you on the BB camp with that?
Absolutely not. I'm
You
a BB
believe
hater.
that?
Big BB hater.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I was going to get to. Is there's an element to Israel right now that wants the war to end. They're a democracy. They want to change the leadership. Is that that where you're at with it so far?
Absolutely. We gotta replace them. Yeah, absolutely.
So,
Exactly.
so he said there's no starvation in Gaza. He's saying.
I did not say that. That is not
No,
true.
no,
I acknowledge that.
he's not with BB, so he's not
Oh,
with
he's not
BB's
with
camp
BB.
on the
Okay, okay.
starvation.
I
Yeah,
could
yeah,
heard
yeah.
he said. Didn't you ask him about starvation in Gaza? Didn't you ask him that?
Yeah, yeah. He said I said, "Are you in the BB camp with that where there's no starvation?" He said, "No, I'm absolutely not." Right? You believe there's starvation, right,
Of
Ben?
course, I actually acknowledge that since day one, since the government decided to blockade, stop the trucks. I mean, I was one of the actually acknowledge that since day one, since the government decided to blockade, stop the trucks. I mean, I was one of the first ones to say, yeah, this is messed up. A lot of
Okay,
people. Yeah.
I respect that. Okay, but Ben, wouldn't you think about it like saying how this Bibi Netanyahu, how he's leading your generations, right? Everybody sees him as a war criminal, a T group, a T organization, and everything. Won't you go on TikTok and open up your live and educate the people, like your own kind, to not fall in the same trap like most of the Israelis did? You understand? Go educate people on that.
Because he doesn't understand that. Ben doesn't think
Well,
that BB like that.
I was getting to another point. I was going to ask Ben. In Israel, are more people? Are you starting to see everybody leaning right? Because everybody I talk to is very right wing on TikTok.
Majority
Ben,
on TikTok are right wing, yeah. But
but how about on the streets, on the ground?
it's very much 50-50 thing, right?
Mm.
It was always a 50-50 thing, right? You have the left and the right, just like the USA, but after October 7th, things kind of turned to the right more, right? Most of the country became more right wing, but now we're kind of going back. We're kind of sliding back, like a lot of people are coming back to the left. Is what I'm saying.
Okay, okay. And then now the two-state solution. How do you feel about a two-state solution? A lot of people I talk to don't even want. They
I
keep
think
telling
it's
the Palestinians have to go to Libya or something.
one of our best options, I think, honestly.
Yeah,
They
I
deserve
mean
that.
Ben,
we are.
he said the best option is Ben. You stated that you want a two-state solution.
Yes.
Okay, this is where the Palestinians come in. All right. You think that's gonna happen when your own kind people looking at the Palestinians are not as human? They look at them as animals, goyim. How you think that's
Not
gonna be a
exactly.
two-state solution?
Let's say I'm like, but it's a process thing, right? Again, the Israelis themselves have to be open to that, right? The Palestinians have to be open to that. It's gonna take a while.
You want peace? You want peace on that land? The
Israelis themselves have to be open to that, right? The Palestinians have to be open to that. It's gonna take a while.
You want peace? You want peace on that land? The military occupation needs to end ASAP.
West Bank and Gaza?
Wait,
Of
hold on.
course, all over, all
Ben,
over.
what does a two-state solution look like for you?
To you, Ben. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's the classic one, right? It's part here, part there. It's some of Jerusalem. It's the West Bank.
1967 Green Line, East Jerusalem. You believe
He said, "Don't
in
forget,
that, right?
Habibi."
How
When
is
you
it
say
gonna work?
1967, you're forgetting about the 1948.
Exactly.
You understand?
Yeah,
Those people need to
that's
come back
true.
too.
Well, the refugees and all that stuff. Yeah, there's a lot to hammer, but at least if there's people like Ben, who's this is the first person I talked to that even said two states, that he wants two state. So it's kind of a little bit refreshing to hear a little bit of a more peaceful approach to it, because at this point, you
But
guys.
for me telling him, Isa, for me telling him, Ben, you're talking to a American-born Palestinian. I go to my country almost every single year. Okay, I haven't been there. The last time I've been there was in the summer of 2023, before October 7th. Right? I know what I go through. I'm not talking. You're not talking to a person that never been there. I witnessed everything, even upon me. When I land at that airport,
They put you over to the side and they
pull me
question
to
you,
the
same
side.
as me.
They detain me for 12 to 14 hours. Right? Okay. My poor father, my uncle, they be waiting. It's like me. I get there the first one there, and then I'll be the last for them to release me. It's like me. I'm closing the airport door behind me. All right. And then when I go through checkpoints, they stop at the checkpoints, get out of the car, give me a this, give me a Hawiya, give me this, give me that,
You
open
know
up the
why?
trunk and stuff like that, right? Right? Okay. And there's territories that Palestinians cannot walk on. Meanwhile, Israel can, right? Do you think it's right for the
Roads.
Palestinians to go like me, to go what I've been going and witnessing? Do you think that's right for the Palestinians to live like that?
Nah, people from overseas should get an easier way through the airport. Yeah, it's messed
Okay,
up.
okay.
Can
Okay,
be
okay.
good.
Yeah.
I have a question for Ben. May I?
I talked to you before, Mitri.
Yeah, yeah, I know, Ben. I
You
have a question for you.
ex-Israeli, you.
Wheatley.
Ex what?
You're an ex-Israeli. You lived there before,
Yeah,
right?
1967 Jerusalem Blue ID. Yeah. Okay.
Laissez
So
passer.
My
he's
Is that what
family
you
trying
got the
call
blue
to
ID. My family got the blue ID.
exactly.
Yeah,
So
we
yeah,
got the
yeah,
orange.
we lived there. We lived there. We had to deal with life, and that's how life worked. But you know what? Perfect. Thank you for saying that. I have a question for you that's perfectly aligned with the question I have. How about this? What about you're for peace, right, Ben?
It's gonna be
Ben?
good. Yeah, sure.
Okay, okay. All right. How about this? We all know at this point, the whole world knows that in 1948, Palestinians were basically ethnically cleansed and all that. So how about this? Some of them still have keys to their homes. How about this? Uh, Israel can say, hey, okay, we recognize that what we did is wrong, blah blah blah, and you know what? We'll give you, even if it's not the same home for that, you can come back, you can get a home, and you can be back where your blood is. Would that work? Hey, they'll be happy. They'll love Shittrail. You know what? You can keep it the same name, Shittrail. Would that work?
So give the descendants of Palestinians free homes. That's your idea?
Like the
I mean,
settlers.
you guys do.
How about this? When
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
a two-state
You guys are doing it
solution,
already.
give the settlements. The settlers will move into what is Israel, and the refugees could move into the settlement homes since they're already built and they're illegal and on Palestinian land,
You know what?
right?
Mix it. Instead of two-state, one-state solution. Mix
That
it.
will never happen because the
I
Palestinians
know.
outnumber them, and it would be one democratic state, and then they would lose control.
Pali, Habibi, don't forget our family that lives in Jerusalem side, right? With the blue card, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We're allowed to travel all over that country, right?
Yeah.
But don't forget, we're living under 10 laws under the Israeli. Remember that. Exactly.
Occupation.
Exactly.
Well, I flew
I lived it.
out of Tel Aviv airport. I flew out of it personally with two people from Beit Hanina with the blue ID, me as an American. On our way out, they searched us. They put them to the side, and they were Israeli citizens, but they were Arab Israelis. That's the thing. They try to use you guys as like, oh, the Arab Israelis live good.
As they're democratic.
Probably
That's
the
what they
most.
try.
Yeah,
Isa,
and the
Habibi.
Arab, yeah,
Isa,
they don't live good over there.
Yeah, of course
Go ahead,
not.
Mo.
Habibi Isa, wallahi, thank you for bringing me up on here. I love you like
No
you always do.
problem,
I always
Habibi.
support you, Habibi. You
For sure,
always
bro.
rock. Well, I love you guys. Take care, guys, okay?
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you coming on, Mo. That's
Habibi,
what's
take
up.
care.
Yeah, bye
All
bye.
right. Yeah.
Go ahead, Ben. Though I know everybody's coming at you with all these questions, but you're the first one that's actually been relatively for the peace.
We're not insulting him.
No. That's what I'm saying. Everybody's just asking him all these questions. I love it though, and he's answering. He's not being disrespectful or nothing. So I like that.
See, for once, he's having a really good mindset.
What are you saying for once? Mitri, I had good talks with you. Don't say for once. You're
Wait,
insulting me.
You know what? To be honest, I don't remember. So sure, no problem. You've been nice. I've never seen anything bad from you, or I remember anything bad from
Right?
you.
Yeah.
Dimitri, are you originally from over there, or were you born?
Born here.
Yeah, half of my
Okay.
life I lived there. I had Blue ID half of my life, and then I'm about 43, and half of my life I lived there, and the other half I came to the
Beautiful.
United States.
You lived
I
in
know.
I
Jerusalem?
lived it. Yeah, in Beit Hanina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How was it? for the most time.
In what point? I'll be
Right.
happy to give you the exact answer.
Okay.
If you no, for real.
This is,
I'm not.
by the
I'm
way,
not.
this is one of the, my bad to cut you off, Pally, but this is, for everybody watching, one of the people they like to brag about. So this is his experience as an Arab Israeli, really a Palestinian living in what is Israel. Go ahead, brother.
All right. Ben, can you repeat your question?
Yeah.
He said,
I
"Can you
say,
repeat?"
can you repeat the question?
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah. How was your time in Israel? Right, in Jerusalem specifically, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I lived there, and yeah, look, to be honest, yes, we lived way better than people in the West Bank or Gaza because they couldn't get in and do what they want and stuff like that. They were locked down. The Mahsum, the checkpoints, Mahsums, you know that, right?
The what? Sorry.
the
Mahsum.
checkpoints.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
They can't go in and out, so they have to stay in the West Bank. They're locked down. There's a lot of stuff, even down to the water. Like Israel controls the water, so they get what they get water 2 times a week instead of 2 days a week. Instead, like we in Jerusalem, we had it more, and to the point where in Jerusalem we had it maybe 5 or 6, but in settlements it was continuous. It doesn't stop. All that stuff. I mean, we saw how look. I worked and I tried and went to Shara Yafa. You know Shara Yafa, Jaffa Street.
And I'm not really I don't
Okay,
really
so
know Jerusalem. Yeah. Sorry, I
okay,
live in the north.
but
Yeah.
no,
It's
no
from the
worries. Don't be
north.
sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't
Yeah.
be sorry.
Yeah.
It's fine. Hey, our people, the 1948 people, yes, they're like they have way more. Look, guys, it's not like complete. It's not the same for everybody. Yes, if you have the Israeli passport, yeah, you get way more benefits and stuff like that, and you're treated almost the same. But no, it's still if they know that you're Palestinians or what they call Arabs, and you're treated almost the same. But no, it's still if they know that you're Palestinians or what they call Arabs, it's different a little bit. There's a lot less benefits and stuff like that. They don't. It's not like okay. If you want to compare, just to make it clear, if you want to compare here in the United States, if I had an Israeli passport, would I have the same exact benefits as anybody here in the States living and having the American passport? No, they will still see us different. They will still treat us different. And I lived it. So,
Mm-hmm.
that's the problem. That's the problem. Yes, the whole political situation and all what's going on. But hey, maybe they need to start showing some good, in some good, like, hey, we're trying.
Intentions. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
I mean,
I
like,
promise. I lived it.
but imagine like you want to move to Texas, right? Imagine you move to Texas and Isa can travel freely all throughout Texas, go wherever he wants. But if you want to go to a certain area that Isa is in, you have to stop at like 20 different checkpoints because you're Israeli and he's American. Can you imagine?
Mm-hmm.
Imagine you came here and that's how it was. Like, we just want to live, man. We want to live in peace, but you guys make it really difficult. You make it really hard to like you guys. I'm not going to lie. I mean, like, you got these hill boys in the West Bank that is attacking our village, a Christian village, and what do you guys do? Nothing. You stay silent. You claim that you don't like the settlers in the West Bank. Speak up about it. Talk about it. They're
Well,
attacking
I mean,
Christians.
a real democracy, if it was really a democracy, they would definitely, there you would see a lot more outrage over what's going on. I mean, in America, you see things. People are outraged over small things. So if Israel's a real democracy and they really want peace, I think they should. The people themselves should just demand Bibi step down and be, and then Ben Gavir, Smolters. There needs to be
Right.
definitely a clear sweep of leadership. And I'm not too small to say we need a clear sweep of leadership on the Palestinian side too, you guys.
For sure, I agree.
The PA, you know,
Sure.
everybody,
Yeah.
Yeah, they
everything.
gotta
We
go.
need everything needs to go, and both sides need to really, like, peace needs to prevail, because the problem's not going away. The Palestinians are not leaving. The world's not going to let them be ethnically cleansed, and you know, Israel has to make the peace deal, and so do the Palestinians. The two states, 1967 borders, the 48 lands. You know, at the same time, you know, refugees. All this stuff has to be hammered out, you guys. And that's why I like to come on the live, and I put people on. Instead of fighting with people, you know, we talk amongst ourselves. But you know, maybe we could find more common ground than we can. You know, I know there's feelings on our side that's very bitter, but we should set them apart. We're not going to be able to make peace as Palestinians without being able to sit at the table without an open mind, and them too.
It's
So
too late for
you know,
feelings.
yeah, it's too late now. At this point, we need to come. There needs to be a deal made. You know, Britain and France had a war for hundreds of years, but there was one war that was 100 years.
Exactly.
They lived their descent. Exactly. We should
learn
be
from
able
history.
to do that. Exactly.
What do you guys think if
But
like
yeah.
Marwan Barghouti was like the leader of Palestine?
Oh, he would
He's a nice
solidify
guy.
us. Yeah, he would solidify the whole Palestinian people, I believe. He's the most credible leader that we would have. And he's somebody I think that everybody, all the factions would listen to. So I
Yeah,
believe
for sure.
if he gets out, hopefully, then yeah, somebody wants to come on the chat. Ben, you still there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm listening. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Oh,
my
this guy,
guys.
you have
I have
to
a
listen to
question
him
for
closely.
Ben.
He sounds like a frog. This guy, power
Who?
renovation.
Power innovation. As long as he's respectful and doesn't say
He's
crazy
not.
stuff, he's welcome.
Before that guy,
Why
I
sound
want
like
to
Go
a
ask
ahead.
frog?
Ben.
Go ahead,
Dimitri,
Pally.
ya Manuk, ya Dimitri, ya
Oh,
Manuk.
he's an Israeli. Yay, bro.
Who are you? Hold on. He's
He
like,
came
you know
in.
me?
ما
He
ما
came in like a frog.
تتعبني ما
He
تتعبني
hopped his
يا
ass right in.
خريا.
I
Of
recognize
course.
his voice. He's one of the common ones.
أنا
Is he?
One of the
جبارين.
common ones. What are we, Pokemon?
أنا
Who? Wait.
جبار يا ديمتري.
Who are you?
أنا دي جبار.
He's like the frog. Listen to his voice.
I don't remember you. I remember the voice, but I
You
don't
don't
remember the
remember
name.
me, Dimitri? You come to Adam Aventura, the Yahudi Puerto Rican.
What the hell is
Adam
happening?
You have
Ventura.
You're so
Alzheimer.
unhinged.
You're much
Ah,
younger than me. You have Alzheimer already?
okay.
Who's that?
Hold
Huckleberry.
on. Okay, cuss me out.
No,
I don't know what's
curse you.
going
I'm
on.
just joking.
He came in
I
hot.
don't curse
Yeah.
you.
Okay,
I don't curse you.
so would you
I'm
like
just
to or
joking,
no?
you know.
If
No,
you're
I don't want to
joking,
curse nobody.
okay. If you're joking, thank you. How about that?
Of course, I'm just joking because I came
Alright.
in and I saw you beginning and I asked the whole so many times. I wrote him like the whole Torah to put me in and he didn't put me in.
That's why, because it's demonic.
Well,
That's
man, you know,
funny.
I get to
Okay.
call the shots on this live, not you. You know, my
Yep.
cousins in the West Bank have to listen to
man.
you guys enough.
Well, you know
Hey,
the Torah is
the
just the
host is the
unfinished
host.
Bible, right?
The what?
You know the Torah is just the unfinished Bible, right?
You crazy, man. You don't
Ooh.
know.
Oh
You don't know
God.
what you're talking
Okay.
about.
Let's not get
I
into
have
The
a
that.
Torah
really
is
good
the
question.
first. The Torah is
Yeah,
the
go
first
ahead.
book and
Send
the only book that's true. If you really want.
Alright.
sorry, I had to mute you, man, but that's what all the religions say. Yeah. Go
My
ahead.
question can be to both Ben and him. So we're okay. Recently, we saw you guys know the Palestinian guy that made a movie or a documentary with other Jewish people, about the whole situation. A settler, which is on video, showing him with a gun, with a pew pew pew, pew and unalived him. What do you guys think for both of them? What do you guys think about that? He's a human that has nothing to do with politics.
I
He's
think
just
the settler got out on house arrest too. He's already out.
do what?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
they are.
the settler.
They held them for a day in court or whatever, prison, whatever you want to call them, but then they released them. Like, what do you guys think? What if we were in the United States? Would that be okay?
I mean,
In
obviously
Texas,
not.
Listen,
there's a death penalty.
listen. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you
Ready,
something,
guys?
Dimitri.
Yeah, I know you now.
First
I
of
know the
all,
voice. I don't remember them, but I know
of
you now.
course, I have voice the
What's
Rajal,
the name I always
Jabbar,
know you with?
our renovation.
Can you change your name to Frog? It suits
To
you.
who?
Frog.
Frog.
No, I'm gonna change it to Abu Jabbar.
No, you should change it
Eh,
to Frog.
it's not
Abu
funny. I don't
Jabbar,
understand.
Ana Jabbar,
Uh,
Americani, Yahudi, Mahmoudi, Israeli.
Yeah,
انت
you
yeah.
didn't say anything
معفن.
that is gonna make us
انت
be happy.
معفن واحد واطي.
Le- Shukran, shukran, shukran. I'm
عفوا.
not gonna curse you.
Okay,
You
okay.
can
Can I say a joke?
curse me.
I don't
Go
Okay.
curse.
ahead,
I said
Baba. Go
معفن.
ahead.
That's not a
Okay.
curse word.
You know what?
Ma'afin is like a curse. وانت ماشي معفنة قصيدة.
معفن. No,
Wait,
no.
so,
It's not. It's not.
listen,
Listen,
slow
listen.
down. Clear
وانت
your
ماشي
throat.
معفنة.
Clear.
Joanne.
Power,
Joanne.
clear your throat. Go.
I, don't worry,
Ready?
I'm gonna outlive you. I'm gonna
Hey,
outlive you. Don't
I
worry.
can.
I'm
Can I?
60
Can I
years
make a
old
joke?
and I'm gonna outlive you. Don't worry.
Oh,
Okay. Joanne,
that's
خليني
so
أمزح.
cute.
I got him again. Listen, اسمع. What Joanne is telling you. حل عنا يا مزراحي يا معفن.
وانت يا فلسطيني خارة معفن ابود المعفن.
Hey,
Come on, don't cuss, man. Come on.
Don't you
how to
curse
I
me?
said
this
it's
guy?
a joke. Come
You
on.
and the Haywanat cursed me first. I didn't curse. I came in a nice way.
Okay, I
How
was
come?
joking with you.
How come when you guys say like haywanat, you guys can't say the you have to say haywanat?
حيوانات.
Is that? Yeah,
I
no, the
won.
pop.
I won.
Valid
Can
question.
you say
I
it?
said,
I don't know.
I
I'm
won.
just making an observation.
No, I said right. I won.
No, but the cha came out when you're not paying
No.
attention.
What do you want me to say? I won.
I don't know. I don't know what I want you
Like
to
a
say, man.
coward, like a coward.
I want you to say free Palestine. Can you say that?
No, why should I? There's no
Oh,
Palestine.
I
There's no
can't understand this
Palestine.
guy.
There's no
well,
Palestine. I'm saying it in a nice way. I'm not fighting you, God forbid.
there's
I'm
none,
saying it in a
huh?
nice.
Hashem
Well,
forbid.
So hold
well,
on.
I don't think.
So if there's no
Don't.
Hashem
Palestine,
is
right?
Allah,
don't
Now
right?
That
let's look at this honestly.
Hashem.
that
Let's look.
But before they said Allah, they said Hashem.
No,
Hashem.
let's look at this. Let's look
Who
at this
God gave
honestly.
the first book? Who
Well,
God
hold on.
gave the
Hold on. Let's
first
look at this
book?
honestly.
You guys are the
Hollis,
last
Hollis.
religion, right?
He's so
No.
triggered. I don't
Let's look at this
understand.
honestly. You said there was no Palestine, right?
The Jews were there
Hollis.
before Islam,
Power,
before
power,
Palestinian.
power. Listen to me.
I
So
know.
listen.
We
Listen.
were
So
probably
this.
Jewish before the religions came.
So the
Of
gentleman said
Take
course,
there's
and
no.
one took
power.
I-4, one took I-210, one took 101. Everybody took different routes. So I have a friend, Moroccan, he's Muslim. Listen to this host. He's
Oh
a
my
friend of mine
god.
many years. We're like brothers. And he did his DNA. He's Moroccan. My parents are from Morocco. He did his DNA. You will not believe it. Most of
You
his
will not.
family,
Uh
listen,
Isa, show
listen.
him yours.
Most of his family, he showed me the whole DNA. He showed me the name. He showed me everything. The phone numbers he has.
Okay.
Most of
phone
his
numbers.
family in Israel. Listen, I know you Palestinians don't want to hear it. Be
No,
quiet,
just hurry
lady,
up.
please, with all the
Your
due
voice, your
respect.
huh. No,
voice is,
No,
your voice is
I want to
crazy.
hear. But you guys talk in circles. What is his DNA?
It's
Is
but
it
too long.
Levantine or Arab?
It's
he's
Hara.
Yahudi. He's Yahudi. Originally he's Yahudi. So listen to this.
Mizrahi?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
most of his family is from Morocco, and he had some family and his DNA Ashkenaz, and even
You want
had the
to?
name, and he
You
had
want to
the
hear what
name
mine
like
is?
mine.
You want to hear
Go
what
ahead.
my DNA is? 98.5% Levantine, close genetic matches. Palestine, Israel, Galilee, the
Back
Jordan
then there was
Valley.
no Palestine. Back
And
then, there was
one,
All
not
right,
even a
the
Palestine.
No,
land of
man,
so
Palestine
history
let
was
me
You
not
know,
Israel.
let me hop in for a
what?
second.
You know who gave the name? The Roman gave what's his
Kyle,
name?
Hold
The
on, Mitri. No,
Herodotus.
no,
Okay,
no, no.
okay,
Yes,
Listen,
when?
it was
maybe
Hold
written
on,
at
y'all.
the
host,
time.
No,
It was
hold on,
not
host.
Mitri.
even
Mitri,
Islam.
Mitri, Mitri, Mitri. Hold on.
Islam
Guys,
is
Listen,
hold on,
Kyle,
hold on,
Kyle.
hold on.
No,
Guys,
hold on,
guys,
Mitri. You're about
please
to
let
say
me,
something.
please
We
let
don't
me.
need to
Power,
No,
fight.
no,
power,
We
no.
don't need
power,
to
power,
fight.
Mitri.
Hold
power,
on, son,
power,
son,
power,
cut him for a second. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah,
power,
so
power.
So this guy said about 3 times that there is no Palestine. All right. So I mean, everything necessary for productive society was there in Palestine before Israel became a nation. There was the Palestine Post Office, the Palestine Orchestra, the Anglo-Palestine Bank, Palestine Electric Company, Palestine Water Company, Palestine Mortgage and Credit Bank. Matter of fact, the very first Zionist settlers established the Jewish Agency for where
Called themselves
Palestine in
Palestinians. Yep.
1987. The Jews called for a legally and publicly secured home in the land of Palestine. The name Palestine was used by important,
Who named it
ancient Greek
Palestine? You know who?
cartographers, writers, philosophers,
You know
scientists
who
like
named
Herodotus,
Palestine?
The
Aristotle,
ancient
Ptolemy.
Egyptians.
The
No,
advent of the Byzantine Empire
no.
separated
You
Palestine into three
guys came from
provinces:
the
Crimea,
Peninsula
Secunda,
Arabia. You know that?
Saros. It's always been
You got
Palestine or
Palestinian is
Lord.
from Peninsula Arabia. And Arafat, where's he from? He's from Egypt.
Hold on,
Listen,
hold on,
I will give you
Power,
that there's never
power.
been a state
It
of
doesn't
Palestine, but that
matter.
son.
doesn't
I'm gonna
negate
cut
the
him.
fact that the Palestinian identity and the Palestinian people have always been there and are descendants from the Canaanites, right to the name Philistia, which was the
You're
ancient
Listen,
not from the
agriculture god
Canaanites.
that
You're
the
from the
Canaanites
regardless,
worshipped because they worked with the soil.
Arabia
okay,
Peninsula.
Hagak, 1 second. Guys, host, I really want to say this. Look,
Go
power.
ahead. I'm gonna start thinning the guests. Joanne,
Okay,
Joanne's staying on. Go ahead.
all right, power. I just looked at my phone and I remember you now. But listen. Regardless of the name, your argument is weak because regardless of the name, we call them Palestine, call them shit if you want to. These people, see, that erases the claim people for land without people. That's y'all's claim that you started with. And that's why we existed. We were always there. That's the claim that you guys cannot
Ex-
fucking get.
Well, that's the thing is I wanted to cut him off, and I wanted to get to that point that they teach these people this in Israel is that he said you guys came from the Arabian Peninsula. The Arab conquered the Holy Land 1,300 years ago. They say the Palestinians, us, came from there. So I just like to point out my DNA has 0% Arabian Peninsular Arab, and a lot of the Palestinians are like that. So when they say that you're a descendant of the Arab conquerors, it's a way to deny it. It's for them to like deny it. But let us be descendants of the Arab conquerors from 1,300 years ago. So in these people's minds, what they believe is that they left in 70 AD, 70 AD, yani almost 2,000 years ago, to Europe. And our people, in their mind, our people have been living there for 1,300 years. And then they, in their minds, they're the descendants, after 2,000 years, came back in the 1920s, 30s, 40s, but they call us colonizers and invaders. People that have been living there, according to them, for 1,300 years at the very minimum. It's just their logic and when they say stuff, I like to point it out and kind of like break it down and be like, this is what they believe. I mean, you believe for 2,000 years you were in Europe and you could come back after 2,000 years, even if you really are a descendant, which, you can't prove it through your DNA. Even if you really are a descendant, you think after 2,000 years, you could come back and kick people that have been living there out for 1,300 years, according to them, even not even according to us. It's just very flawed thinking. It's crazy, man.
I was kicked out. I didn't even see it. Even
Ben,
that. Okay.
is that like what they teach you, Ben, in school? Like when like the Arabs invaded in the 1,300 years ago, and the Palestinians are all Arabs because there's a lot of Palestinians like me who have 0% Arab DNA. Uh, and I have Muslim friends with the same DNA as me. So how do you explain that?
Well, if you wouldn't identify Palestinians as Arabs, how would you like?
Well, no, they could be Arabs. Like basically, like Arab is like a Mexican would be Hispanic, but he's not a Spaniard. We were colonized by the Arabs. The Levant was colonized by the Arabs, and all speak Arabic. But the DNA of the people of the Levant is totally different than Peninsular Arab.
Yeah, dude, host, to the
Go ahead,
point
brother.
where their argument is so messed up that look, I swear, when I was a kid, I hated how white I was. Like I get the sun hates me. That I hate it. Like I'm so freaking white that
Yeah.
It's just a
yeah,
skin color.
it's
Come
like
on now.
yes, you're correct. But why? Because throughout history. Look, yes, people from Europe came. The Romans were Christians. The Romans from Europe and all that stuff happened. That happened. It's not that we didn't live there for thousands of years. That's what we're saying. No, you cannot bring somebody from Ethiopia and say he's from there. He's a Jew from there. No, it doesn't work. It's
It's like a
biology and
Bible
history.
cosplay. Yeah, it's like a
Exactly. Thank
cosplay.
you.
Like, oh, this is the lost tribe of this guy. Well, what about me? My family's lived there, and my DNA is straight from there. So, could I be a descendant of the Hebrews? And then if I am a descendant of Jacob, then aren't I promised the land as well? Or is it because I'm the wrong religion?
Well, yeah, I would argue that both Palestinians or Jews are descendants of the Canaanites, right? The original Hebrews, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Something a lot of Israelis
Thank you.
will need to accept at some point. Yeah.
Thank you.
Right. Yeah.
See,
Oh, look,
he's
Benjamin.
saying right stuff. Like,
Yeah.
but the problem is not okay, Ben. You see what I'm saying? The
So,
problem is not that what you're saying is right. Yes, it's mixed biology and history and all that stuff, and people mix and all that stuff. But the problem is some few white people, Europeans, decided that hey, let's make some more money, so let's create Israel, get rid of the Jews, and do that. And to
Well,
the point where they have options. They had options where they could have. They had what I think 5 or 6 other places, countries that they wanted to give them and do that, but they eventually decided on Palestine. That's the thing.
well, that decision, it did help us that the British promised us, a
Yes,
the
country.
thank you, thank
Balfour
you,
Declaration, yes.
thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you. Why? Why would they do? Why is it? Look. Why don't it look? Christians, Muslims, and even the Indians, Buddhists, and stuff like that. Why don't it look? Christians, Muslims, and even the Indians, Buddhists, and stuff like that. Why don't they just decide? Hey, why don't the Buddhists decide? Hey, you know what? Some country in Europe or some state in America. Why don't they decide? Hey, we have a lot of people there, and they'll make a story and say we own this. Why? Religion is religion. It's your belief in God. It has nothing to do with eh, ethnicity. But yet they use that, they weaponize that, man. Look, to the point where, look, I'm sorry to all the people that got hurt in October 7, but it woke up the world. It woke up the world to see the truth about the big ass lie that they use. It started with the whole thing of a land for people without a land. Like, look, it wasn't empty. It wasn't empty. There was real. That's why we're having this problem right now. And we're not saying, like, hey, we don't want to unalive all the Jays or anything like that. Having this problem right now. And we're not saying, like, hey, we don't want to unalive all the Jays or anything like that. It's not that. It's just that we want peace. That's
Well,
all.
a question that needs to be asked of the 109 times that the Jewish people were expelled from different nations, whatever reason that may be. We can get into that if anybody wants to. But why, in those 109 expulsions, did they not ever once try to go back to the Levant until 1948?
Well, it's about comfortability, right? I mean, the Jews, it was comfortable to stay in Europe, right? I mean, it was the ideal living for them at the time. I don't blame them. I mean, Europe is nice, right? Think about it that
Very
way.
nice. It was nice, huh?
Okay, here's
uh,
the issue, Ben. Oh, I'm sorry,
excuse me.
Anissa, go ahead.
No. Go ahead, Joanne. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, okay, yeah, maybe you're one of the good ones. Me personally, I don't think all Israelis are bad. I really don't. I lived amongst them. I get it, okay? But then you got these freaking psychopaths that are teaching their kids, DEATH to Arabs. And like you guys just don't do anything. You don't condemn it. Like you act like you want peace, but you allow this bullshit to happen.
Well, like for
I mean,
instance,
if
if one,
Middle East said DEATH to your people, it would be all over the news. But you guys do it, and you
and,
get away with it, and you're constantly getting away with it, and it's giving you guys a bad image that the world will no longer respect you guys as like serious, good, law-abiding people. Shut up,
I mean,
Dora,
and,
the
and for instance,
explorer,
Dora the
stupid ass.
Explorer.
Block her.
Ben,
She's like a mafne, man. She brings
No,
freaking
I had her.
fitna.
She's like
yeah.
Iraqi or something. I had her up once.
Yeah, she's like Assyrian.
Was
Like, bro, there's
hilarious.
no Assyria. Like, stop.
Well,
She
for
was
instance,
Go fight for
hilarious.
Assyria.
for
listen,
instance, you've
Joanna, I
got the
wanna
Hill
address what you
tabloid.
said, but then I
Go
really
ahead,
gotta
Ben.
go. Yeah, because
Yeah, go ahead.
I gotta take my dogs for a walk, so I'll address what Joanne said, and I'll get going. So about you hear, right? Israelis calling
Terrorist.
Mm-hmm.
whatever to Arabs, right? I mean, I hope that I'm right, but I think my community, and a good chunk of Israelis would find that beyond disgusting. Obviously, right? I mean, not only is that dehumanizing to any and all Arabs, also the ironic part, the funny part is Mizrahi say it. People who have like Arab
Who
blood in
are
them,
Arab?
right?
Yes.
Yeah, which is ironic. You go to an Arab, you say death to you, while you are 50 to 40% Arab yourself, right? It's beyond ironic. It's what
But they're not 50 to 40% Arab. They're not. They came from Ukraine. Haifa has the biggest amount of Russian Jews.
Yeah, I think he's talking about the Mizrahi
yeah,
Arab.
Mizrahis,
They're
like fells
Arab
from
Yehud.
Iraq.
Okay, yeah,
Fells
Yeah,
from
they
Mizrahi.
come
I'm not
from.
talking about Mizrahi. I'm talking about the
Yeah,
European ones.
No, I'm talking about
yeah.
Mizrahis. When I say I meant
No,
Mizrahi. Yeah,
he's
but
saying like when they chant that, like basically like they're chanting unalive the Arab, but they're Arab themselves. Is what
exactly.
But
he's
it's not
saying.
them.
Yeah.
But it's not them that are chanting it. It's literally the European ones.
I
A
think
lot,
it.
yeah, a lot of
And then you got
Ashkenazis.
you got the hillboy wall headbangers that are in timeout 24/7, bopping their heads on the wall for God knows what reason. They're the
No, that's
worst ones.
disrespectful. No, that's just religion stuff. Don't, Jawan. I
Well, I'm
mean,
just saying.
it's the wall of
It's
the
true.
second temple. Yeah, it's the wall of the second temple. It's extremely important to us. Let's not
It's not
disrespect.
important.
It's true. No, I mean it's we should as Christians we respect everybody. So
Yeah.
it's fine, Ben, and you as an Israeli that's over there right now. I would appreciate it. It's for the security and for the betterment of your people to speak out. For a two-state solution, because the only way there's going to be security, I think, for both people is if there is two states, and the United Nations has to
100%.
play a huge part in it.
I agree. Yeah, it's gonna
Yeah.
take a while. It's gonna take some work, but I'm hopeful. I think we can get there.
Yeah,
But
we will.
first pull out of Gaza. First do that, because
Yeah,
it's
that
awful.
First,
needs
pull out of
to.
Gaza and get the settlers out of the West Bank, and you'll see how things will change. The settlers are causing a lot of problems for the Palestinians, and it's really starting to make the Palestinians pissed off because these settlers are being arrested and released within 24 hours.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, There's a problematic group in the West Bank. You know, a small sum of settlers, not all of them. Most of them are like peaceful people, in my opinion, but there is a
How are they
somewhat.
peaceful people when they attacked our village? They're
Now you
not. They
see,
attacked our
whoever
village.
attacks, I consider scum. The thing is, according to statistic, you have out of the 1 million Israelis that are in the West Bank, 1% does the attacks, which is like a lot. It's a lot of people, sadly, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, let's not demonize all settlers, is what I'm saying, when it's 1%, right? I mean, they're
Oh
decent
yeah,
people.
if it's two states, they could be Palestinian Jews. When we have our own state over there, you know.
Wait a minute. You said don't demonize the settlers when they're literally land thieves. Are you being so serious right now?
I'm
Like
talking about
take them into
non-violent
your
people.
area. Take them to the north and let them stink up that area because they're not helping or doing anything good in the West Bank. They cause
You
death and
you
destruction in the West Bank. Take them.
you
You
really
guys
don't
take
like
them.
them settlers, huh? You really don't like.
Oh,
I can't
No,
blame
I
you, man.
don't like them when they come
yeah.
into our Christian village and burn our homes and try to burn down St.
Well,
George Church.
well,
I
it's
mean, I
it's
get
not
it.
even it's not even just the violent ones, Ben. It's just the system of settling. You know, by them joining that system, whether they're peaceful people, whether they just want to settle and live their lives, if they
I mean,
know
I
that's an
agree.
illegal settlement, they shouldn't
It's
go over
flawed.
there.
Yeah, it's flawed. It's not quite legal. It's no good. I agree.
Yeah,
But
I
I
mean,
think
Israel has plenty of places for them to settle. So, you know, by them settling what you guys would call Judea and Samaria, which is the West Bank, it's more of a political agenda. Even if they're peacefully settling it, they're settling it because they want it to become part of Israel, I think.
that is
Right.
the government mission. But I personally believe that, I mean, people who live peacefully in like some hill, right? People, I don't think they should leave, right? I think they can live with Palestinians in the area. I don't see any
No.
reason to kick them out.
Under
Um,
a
No.
two-state sovereign Palestinian nation on that land, whoever wants to stay there can stay there, you know,
Yeah,
as
we'll
long as
give
they
them
live there in
Palestinian
peace.
ID. They can have
Yeah,
Palestinian
yeah.
ID.
They just like there's Arab Israelis, there'll be Palestinian Jews. It'd be the same thing.
Right.
that's a bit of a
So
long way to go, but we'll get there, as they say, you know.
I mean, if they want to
hopefully,
stay, they're going
Ben.
to be Palestinians.
Hopefully, Ben.
Till
I'm
then.
gonna
Anyway,
I'm gonna knock Ben out. I know he was getting ready to leave. Thanks for coming on, Ben. You know, Ben, he sounds great.
No,
Very good representative for his
I
people.
appreciate you. I appreciate you giving me a chance.
Yeah, no problem, Huckleberry. One thing I will like to tell you is that you know. Uh, there is kind of like a two types of Israelis. There's one that's going to come out and just tell you we're taking it and Palestinians don't exist.
That's
Then
like
there's
Ben
ones like Ben
2.0. The one
who
that's
will
followed you,
all
there's Ben 2.0. Not
yeah.
the Ben
Well,
that was
there's
just up here.
well, no. I'm saying then there's a guy like Ben who's saying, yeah, I want peace. It's going to take time. It's very complicated. It's this. It's that.
I
The
can
ones
handle them.
that can procrastinate on peace. You know.
Someone
Uh,
like that I can find common ground with. And yeah, sure, we can have peace. That's no problem. I agree. You know?
exactly.
Ben's the type of people like we like when I host lives. I got a lot of time in with Ben, and I've never had an issue with him. It's the people like him on this app that we need to platform those people because then we can come up, we can have a constructive conversation, we can share. It's the people like him on this app that we need to platform those people because then we can come up, we can have a constructive conversation, we can share educational topics, and decisions and minds are swayed that way. And I myself was
Exactly.
guilty for, I've been doing this for about 16, 17 months, and probably a year of that, probably 12 months of that. I was on here cussing Zios out thinking I was fucking doing something. And then I had this
Right.
And you
moment of
weren't.
epiphany like, I'm not doing shit, but it's clickbait. And I've been studying this extensively since 2016, and I learned about this from Jill Stein in the election. I've got like 4 notebooks, 3 flash drives full of information that I've studied. Why the fuck was I wasting that when I could be on here educating and sharing the
Right.
information rather than cussing his Iowa?
Exactly. You know, I've never once actually argued with a Zionist on here, and they've said some vile things to me. But if they do say those things, it shows the world the type of people they are. and then B, I want to solve the problem. I don't want to just keep fighting like we've been fighting for 100 years. I want to get this solved. So if we could talk to people, even if they're going to say some things that are going to off-put you, I can overcome that as long as my people, as long as my people get freedom, just like their people.
So
You
I
see,
say
Ron
we have.
accepts me.
I actually admire you, Isa. Like you kind of calm me down. That's why I love coming to your panels because you do find common ground. Like me, I don't have any empathy for the settlers. I honestly, I'll be frank. I don't like them. The Israelis, not all of them are the same. They're not like the settlers. Not every Israeli are bad is bad. I'll be honest. That's why I'm okay with a two-state solution. I'm not gonna be like, DD to all the J's. No, like IDF, I don't give a shit about them. But I admire you and I respect you a lot for the person that you are and finding common ground.
I mean, that's the way you guys, you fix it. It's not like we can't fix this problem. We already have basically a whole peace plan laid out. So as long as we pick up the pieces of that same peace plan, the borders are laid out, everything. If you come with two different people and they can find common ground, you never know. 100 years from now, Israelis and Palestinians might be like the two biggest allies in the world. You never know. Once peace sets in, what could happen. I know my best friend from childhood. I probably fought him like 10 times before we became best friends.
Right.
So you never know. History's like that. The French and British hate it. I mean, they still kind of have a little bit of whatever, but they're allies now. They
Yeah.
went to war with each other all over the world for 100 years and plus. So,
That's a good point.
yeah, I mean, in the long run, our descendants, are going to be the ones that's the ones who we're fighting for. We don't want future generations of Palestinians to grow up with no freedom. If you give the Palestinians their freedom and 1-2 generations grow up with all the same human rights and dignity that the rest of the world has, we'll be able to forget a lot and heal a lot from our traumas. It's just the constant ripping open the wounds is what fuels the fire, so to
Well,
speak.
a lot of the propaganda that goes around is that the quote unquote Arabs. I don't like Arabs because it's a blanket term. Palestinians are Palestinians, Jordanians are Jordanians, et cetera, et cetera.
Exactly.
But like those who are of Palestinian descent who have Israeli passports and live within so-called proper Israel, they're still not treated the same. Like if you look at the Negev in the Bedouins, there's people that are
Mhm.
unallowed to modify their homes, update their homes, renovate their homes. They can't build new homes. And some of those have been
Exactly.
demolished over 230 times. Israel waits for them to be
Exactly.
dilapidated. They cannot get new construction permits. They don't have equal rights, even though they have Israeli citizenship. And that's what people have to
Yeah,
start realizing.
they're second-class citizens over there. They're looked down upon. So, yeah, it's crazy, but I'm just glad that finally, I'm 38 years old. For once in my life, I'm seeing most of the world opening up and talking about it. As a kid, I would watch CNN, and it would just be they tear us apart. Our side would never be able to get, like a word in or anything good. It was always they're bad, Israel's good. So the fact that the world is speaking the way they are right now and opening their eyes about it is very, very, how do you say it? It's definitely inspiring to me. Like, I really think we're closer than we've ever been to a state of our own. Let's see who's on here.
And the West is crazy. Like myself, I'm first generation Italian born in the States. I started out the
Nice.
first probably decade of my life as Catholic, and then the next like 17 years we moved to the South. My family became evangelical. So when
No, of course.
I'll say 7-Eleven because I don't want to say the actual date of the live, but you know what I'm saying, planes, buildings, et
Hmm.
cetera, et cetera. When that happened, I was a very kind of not far right, but a conservative, a Republican, and I fed into Fox News. I fed into all the media, and I was Islamophobe. I was number one
Hmm.
Islamophobe. But today now, alhamdulillah, I'm a revert. I'm a Muslim. I've
Oh
broken
wow.
outside of that indoctrination of the West, and that's what
Yeah,
we've
I
got to
mean
do because it's
it's
pushed
not,
everywhere.
yeah, it's never been a Christian versus Muslim. It's always been an East-West type of thing, you know.
Absolutely.
It's never been, you know, Eastern Christianity is more allied with the Muslims, and has always constantly been, even in you know, like I said, I have a lot of friends that are Muslim. They told me, they said, in the Quran, there's a whole thing about how the Christians basically saved the Muslims, when, you know, your prophet
Yeah.
sent them to a Christian kingdom and they gave them refuge, and vice versa. So that's why I'm on here, man. You know, we're all three Abrahamic religions. We can definitely live in peace. We got more similarities, Jews, Christians, and Muslims, than we do differences. So, you know, once we're able to weed out this Zionist element, this, you know, this racist element over there, we can get to living, coexisting in peace, like we usually do.
We all
And
worship the same God. We just have different viewpoints on how to do so.
exactly. You know, especially Christians and Muslims. You know, if you read what we believe at the end of the world, it's basically the same thing. So I always used to
Absolutely.
joke with my Muslim friends. I'm like, hey, if Jesus comes back and says I'm Muslim, then I guess we all got to convert. But if he comes back and says he's Christian, y'all got to convert. You
I
know.
said that too. I'm
But
like, one of us has to be right.
But two
because we
scriptures
both believe the same thing, at the end of the world, almost. You
from
know.
my
Right?
time as a Christian, my 27 years as a Christian. Two verses that stick out to me like so much today are Revelations 2:9 and Revelations 3:9, which basically have the premise: beware those who will call themselves Jews but are not. They are the
No, no.
synagogue of Satan. And
Right.
that I think that's a direct indication of these Zions. I really do.
What's for
Well,
the
I
high
mean,
Pharisees?
yeah, I mean, you can see, like, you know, 2:9 and 3:9. My DNA is 98.5%, and I have 0% Peninsular Arab DNA, and the other 1.4% is like Coptic Egyptian. So it's like super, like, biblical DNA that I have. You know, yet,
Alhamdulillah.
you know, you see the blasphemy they say about you. You get what I'm saying? They're like speaking
Yeah, that's
probably
three
directly
nine.
to
Yeah, 3:9.
to our, yeah. They're speaking directly to my people, me and Joanna, and Palestinian Muslims too, with the same type of DNA, because we can claim to be descendants of Jacob, Israel, a lot more than they can. You know. Me and you. What's up, me and you? How you been, man? Me and you, are actually friends, even though he's like, seriously, like, you know, we disagree on a lot of stuff, but, we're definitely friends. I would consider him a friend. He lives in you live in Tel Aviv, right? Me and you right now, or you in America? I forgot. But that's what I'm saying. Like, we can definitely, uh, achieve peace over there, you guys. It's just, you know, we've got to, like, actually come in with good intentions with peace. Netanyahu, Bibi, Smoltrich, all these guys, they're not going to achieve peace over there.
What does peace look like to you? No, no, I'm Italian. I'm not Palestinian. I really don't have the right to speak on it, but I think like a mutual peace for because I mean honestly,
So,
there's not going to be peace if we say, "Hey Jews, get the fuck out," or "Hey Palestinians, get the
yeah,
fuck out."
exactly. So,
I think 67 borders, right of return for the homes from Nakba, and reparations and equal rights, one state solution. I think that's the only really true way to peace.
well, I think the one state solution is a great way to peace. I just don't think that, the Israelis will go for it, just because the Palestinians outnumber them. So, if it was one state democratic, they would kind of lose control. So, and then, a lot of people, the Jewish state's important to them. So, two states, and a lot of Palestinians might not share my views. A lot of them want the 1948 lands. 67 borders, East Jerusalem being the Palestinian capital, United Nations peacekeeping forces right on the borders for at least 30 years, and like a world concerted effort to get this thing done. But I think if settlers leave and go to what is Israel, refugees can come back and live in the settlement homes. That's the type of peace I think would last over there. I really don't think the 48 borders, Israel will be willing to part with those. It would be very hard to get those back. So 67, the Palestinians will take as long as East Jerusalem is their capital.
And I think people have to be more realistic. And I'll be honest, it's both sides. Like, I know Palestinians on this app who think that I'm a traitor because I'm okay with the two-state solution. And then there's Israelis on the side that'll say, no, we're going to take Judea, Samaria, we're going to take the Golan Heights. I mean, it goes both ways. And it's like for 77 plus years we've been doing this. We got to change something. Like, we're not going to keep doing the same thing for the next 77 years.
At this point, there's people, like the guy Ben, he was born there. Maybe his parents weren't, maybe his grandparents weren't, but he himself was born and raised in that country. The same way I was born and raised myself in the United States. So, imagine if the natives came back and they just gave them Texas and now I have to leave, but I was, born in the United States.
Exactly.
I think at this point, there's generations of Israelis born there. They deserve to be there as long as they're there in peace and they're there and they give their Palestinian neighbors the same rights and the same, dignity as they get. I don't think they should be forced to leave or anything. How are you going to tell somebody who was born in Tel Aviv and lived there for 30 years, they've got to go back to Europe? That's not their country anymore.
And the two-state, one-state solution it's a very hard, decision, because if you have two states, if that would reach peace faster, absolutely, I would be for it. But the problem that I see with it possibly is if Palestine is a separate state from Israel, what stops Israel? Actually, that gives them more leeway to do the type of things. Like since the 90s, they've blocked. Palestine had an oil contract with Britain for 25 years. Israel blocked that because they didn't want the money going to H group, et cetera, et cetera. So if there's two states, that give them more diplomatic avenues to go through. So that's the one thing that pushes me away from a two-state.
But it also give the Palestinians, if they're a recognized state in the world, and then there's a world concerted effort where you have UN peacekeeping forces on the border and all this kind of stuff. The Palestinians themselves have a lot of legal avenues as a recognized state that they don't have right now. So, I think it would work out if both people are willing to actually live in peace. If both sides sit down and like, okay, we're sick of fighting, let's get this thing done. But it's not going to happen with Israel's current leadership, and it's not going to happen until the war in Gaza stops and we see what kind of leadership takes over Gaza.
So what do you think would be the quicker avenue? Americans revolting and demanding that we stop sending our taxpayer dollars to Israel, or Israelis revolting and demanding their government cease and desist?
Well, I think both, but at this point, I think the Israelis need to themselves demand that Bibi be taken, Bibi and this whole government be wiped out. Also, Americans, we're the only things keeping them. The rest of the world's ready to throw them to the wolves. We're the only ones keeping them where they're at right now. So Americans themselves need to come together and demand that the Palestinians, are able to live in security and peace.
Absolutely. So, since October 7th, we've given them $400 billion of their $600 billion economy. 2/3 of their economy, 66%, has been subsidized by the U.S. taxpayer dollar. And that's freaking crazy.
Well, yeah, if I was an Israeli, I first of all, just seeing the way the world is turned against public opinion is turned against Israel, and then all this money they're losing, boycotts and all this kind of stuff. I mean, if I was Israeli, I would demand an end to this war and basically a peace process to I don't think future generations are going to look at Israelis like the boomer generation did. Right. I think future generations are going to look at Israelis similar to how we look at the Germans in World War II, or even how a lot of Americans look at hardline Islamic governments in the Middle East. Like, it's very, very hard line over there right now in Israel, and what they're doing. I mean, we haven't seen anything like this since the Bosnian, Serbian Bosnian thing. So,
Like me myself, I've got nothing against Christianity. I spent 27 years as a Christian myself. But I think a
exactly.
lot of the problem is like me growing up through my teenage years and being in an evangelical Christian church. You hear a lot of we have to support Israel because those are the chosen people. They don't get into Acts where it says there's 144,000, 12,000 from each of the 12 tribes set aside, that the salvation has been to the Gentiles, where all the scripture in the New Testament separates the Jewish people from the Christian people. They just completely negate that,
Exactly.
and they have an
Hmm.
unyielding, wavering dedication to Israel. And I think that's a huge problem with indoctrination.
Oh yeah, I
Um,
mean, I live in Texas, so I see. Other day, I drove past like one of those big churches, and they had a huge Israeli flag outside of their church, and I'm like, as a Christian, from over there seeing it, it always like trips me out when I'm like, man, what do they have an Israeli flag? Like, don't they know what they do to our people over there? But yeah, I don't know. It's the evangelicals are definitely a problem right now. But I think the evangelicals have their own. Aren't they trying to gather them all over there? Once they get to a certain amount, that's when Jesus comes back.
Well,
yeah, and
yes,
then
that's
you
where
just will
Christian
whack them.
Zionism, yeah,
That's what
that's
they
where
believe.
Christian Zionism comes in. They believe that if you usher all the Jews into Israel, that they're
It'll
going to be
trigger the end of
unalived,
the
and
world.
then Jesus is going to come back. That's
And
Yeah,
what
then
so
evangelicals say.
they're like, yeah, come on over so we can, So it's crazy. It's like a crazy belief. Go ahead, Joanne. My bad.
yeah, I was just saying, like the I don't even call them evangelicals. I call them evangelicals because nothing about them is good. But these evangelicals, like they literally want to gather up all the Jewish people, bring them to Israel in the hopes that God will come back. Because in the Bible it says He's only going to save 1/3 of them. So the evangelicals want them to be unalived more than anybody else. They support them so hard because they want them to be unalived.
Yes,
And
Yeah,
the
yeah. They're
Jewish
like,
people
oh,
know
come on
this.
over.
yes, and that's
Yeah,
on both sides. The Jewish people feel, not all Jewish people, but the majority, like these Jewish Zionists, feel the same way about the Christians that the Christians do about the
Right.
evangelicals, and it's this weird
mhm.
symbiotic tentacle relationship. It's
It's
crazy.
so crazy.
Yeah. It's like a super messed up relationship, man. Red flags all over the place here.
I
You
mean, like,
know.
if we set the religion on the side and you just look at it from a humanity point of view, like, how do you in your right mind see children starving and then think that that's what God would want? Like, how do you do that? Like, even me, like, as a mother, it blows my mind to see a child be unalived. And I condemned the Bebis kids when when they were unalived. Excuse
Exactly.
me. Because they're children. Children don't know any better. They know nothing. And I'm not a fan of the age group, but they just came out and showed a video of one of the war prisoners starving, and they're going crazy all over X, saying they're starving him on purpose. And it's like, no, you guys are not sending aid in. And if you don't send in
Exactly.
aid for the Palestinians, what do you think is going to happen to your people?
I mean, there's a
Like, they're not,
UN.
Exactly.
I can put the link in for anybody. There's a direct link for UNRWA where they track all the aid trucks that have been in. And when you look at whether it be Gate 96 or wherever it may be, they got all the entrances there. There's less than 13% of the aid trucks that have entered have been turned around. And then you have to look at all the footage that we have of Jewish settlers attacking and burning the aid trucks that have actually went in. So of that
Hmm.
13%, how many got destroyed? We really don't know. So I would say a conservative estimate would be maybe 9% of the fucking trucks that have entered have actually reached the
Crazy.
Palestinian people.
Yeah, and they, I said I'd seen on Pierce Morgan. I don't know what if it was New York Times or something, but they said there's no evidence of the H group stealing any aid. So, it's hard to like at this point. It's like
Well,
you
the H
can't
group
just
can't steal aid. H group
yeah,
is the governing body of Gaza. They are
exactly.
responsible for
For
distributing
distributing it.
that aid. So how the fuck could they possibly steal what they're responsible for distributing? It's an
Yeah,
oxymoron.
It's crazy. And then, they're not letting the journalists, till now, you're not letting the journalists in.
That's a big
So
Also,
it's
issue.
like
also the highest
that
journalist casualty of any war,
of any
with
war.
a fraction of the time of the other wars.
It's like that's why the world's turning. Like if all the stuff Israel, if all the stuff you're saying is true, why not let people come verify what you're saying is true? October 7th, they let everybody in to see stuff. They're showing you all
Right.
these pictures of the aftermath of the festival, all this stuff. So why won't they do that in Palestine now? It's because they're hiding something. Why are they concentrating groups of people and moving them everywhere? It's literally a concentration camp. I don't know if you guys have seen
Yeah.
the little the fences where they're all queued up for the food.
Well,
Uh,
even yeah,
it's crazy.
even 6, 7 months back, they literally escorted elderly men, just men specifically men, elderly, middle-aged, children, blindfolded, handcuffed into the North Gaza, walked them into a mass grave, pew-pewed them, and then bulldozed over them. This is ethnic
Yeah,
cleansing. This is genocide. This is everything that we're saying it is. All the proof is there.
e-
All people have to do is
everything that.
open their eyes.
Yeah,
But
literally.
don't you
Go ahead, Joanne. My bad.
I was just gonna say, don't you think that if international journalists from all over were able to go in there, people would be like, "Oh, okay. Well, yeah, the Israelis are lying," or "Oh, H group is lying." Like, just bring the
Hmm.
journalists in there and show it. That's all
Yeah,
that
well,
people
they
want
won't.
because they won't
Same
do it.
way, same way. The H man wouldn't let journalists into the concentration camps during World War II. There was always people always talking about it was going on, but it was always like, is it going on? Is it not going on? He wouldn't let
Right.
the news or anybody come look. And then you've seen like after the Allies liberated camps and stuff like that, they went in and they took pictures of these people, and that was the first the world saw what was going on, with the H cost. So it's literally this history repeating itself. It's just super ironic that the people perpetrating it are the people that it was done to. It's just like, how did you guys miss that? How did you guys miss like the whole lesson and what happened to your people? It's just unbelievable.
Yeah, well, they've become what they feared.
But yeah, and it's almost like a survivor's guilt, or like it'll never happen again, even if it's at the expense of another people. Everybody's everybody's out to get us. It's a very paranoid way to think.
And a lot of the IDF, they're on medication. There's been a skyrocket of them unaliving themselves because of what they witnessed in Gaza. I mean, like, you don't go and hurt a child, with a M16 and then think you're gonna be normal after that. Like,
Well,
even
yeah,
like, can you imagine, like, God forbid, la samahallah, like, something were to happen to you and you had to pull out your 9mm? Like, God forbid you should ever have to use one. You don't recover from that shit.
yeah, and then it's like these are first world people. It's like Americans coming home with PTSD from the war.
Exactly.
These are not like, they're not built for this stuff. They're not built to see it. Our parents, my dad tells me stories of he's 6 years old during one of the wars, living in a cave, and they grew up seeing these things. People like them living in Israel, they grow up going to the beach. They live just like Americans live. So imagine being transported from that into Gaza, and then having to do what you're doing to those people. Yeah, it's crazy. It's not sustainable for Israel. But right
I
now,
know.
what Bibi, Small Church, Ben Gavir, everybody's doing right now is literally they are ruining Israel. They're ruining their country.
Yeah,
But
they're extremists.
do we look at
Hmm.
this like the Roman Empire, where it was destroyed to be rebuilt, or do we look at this
Exactly.
like they're incompetent? Because I truly think they're incompetent, because you can't continue
Oh,
this. They're 19.4% off their GDP for the third consecutive quarter. The biggest proponent of their economy, the tech industry, is having a mass exodus going to Europe and UK. The US is
hey,
literally funding their
I think
economy.
it's yeah, exactly. we're literally holding up their whole economy. I think it's what they're teaching their kids. I think when you get people on here like I forgot what he was, the guy with the frog voice, saying that there's no such thing as Palestinians, and then they're all Arabs from the Arab Peninsula, and then you could just see it in the way they talk, like they all kind of repeat the same thing. It's almost like the same way they say the H group indoctrinates children. I feel like for the last 20 years or so, they've indoctrinated their children. So it's a lot of young Israelis you talk to that will say all these crazy things and repeat what Ben Gvir and Smoltrich are saying. So that has to
The
change,
the age group
like
doesn't have to indoctrinate the children. You
they
have the
are
grandfathers.
indoctrinating the children.
You have the
Yeah,
grandfathers of the Intifada or of the Nakba gave birth to the sons and daughters of the Intifadas who have gave birth to the children of now. This is generational fucking trauma that's been passed generation to
exactly.
generation to generation and got progressively worse. You don't have to indoctrinate
Exactly.
that. They grow up
It's
with
the
that knowing these people want to unalive us.
I mean, my parents grew up with more freedom over there than my cousins who live there right now have. So it's just crazy how it's progressively,
Yeah.
like you said, gotten worse and worse. The rights and everything, and now, brazen settler attacks, Israeli military. Like if you call yourself the only democracy in the whole Middle East, shouldn't your army protect all citizens? Not just
Yeah.
let these people, you know what I'm saying? Like
The,
they've lost all credibility throughout the world and they know it.
And the first thing about a democracy is there's only 6 nations in the entire world of the 197 sovereign nations, only 6 nations that don't have a constitution that guarantees equal rights for all citizens, Israel being one of those 6. And if you don't have a constitution guaranteeing equal rights for all citizens, you are not a democracy.
Exactly. If you call yourself the Jewish state, you're an ethno state. I've never heard of any ethno state that was good. You remember ISIS called themselves, the Islamic State. They weren't too good. So it's basically, the Zionists of the 1800s that had this. You two, me and you. They had this designs on the land. I mean, they were basically the ISIS of of back then. The Irgun, the Stearns, all. I mean, how do you think they got there? What is
Yeah.
now the IDF is the Irgun, the Stearns, and the Haganah.
Yeah. And then
And
you've got
they
the Palmach, the Leahy, you've got all this.
exactly. So you can't call yourself. To me, I'm a big secular country person. I feel like religion shouldn't have anything to do with your government. So anybody that calls themselves the Jewish state, the Christian state, the Islamic state, I have a problem with, because now you're alienating people that live in your country, and it's opening up, a way for them to be attacked or for them to be their rights to be trampled. So I
And,
think
and when,
a democracy should be one people, regardless of religion.
And when you look at Levant in particular, you've got the Romans, you've got the Greeks, you've got the Byzantine Empire, you've got the Mamluks, you've got the Rashidun Caliphate, you have the
Hmm.
Israelis. This land is so rich in mineral resources, natural gas, and oil, and it's slap dab in the middle of a trade route. This land has been coveted by the entire world since the dawn of existence.
That's why
It's
it's always
always
been
going to be fought.
occupied. It's
Exactly.
always been occupied. Always under occupation. It's always been fought over. Uh, in 2025 now, we need to, find a way to come to where this land is not soaked in blood anymore. My dad told me, he said, that country's probably had the most blood spilled on it, or that piece of land, more than any other place in the world. And I believe it. It's crazy how many empires have fought over, how many people want it. At this point, you got two people that have claim to it: the Israelis and the Palestinians. They only make up about 12 million people, 13
Yeah.
million people. There's more than enough room for everybody to live there and live peacefully. So I think we should The world needs to come together at this point,
That's the
and
fear.
demand it.
Yeah, that's the fear of a one-state solution. Yeah, the one-state
Hmm.
solution makes the Jewish population the minority within proper Israel, and that's what they
Yep,
fear.
and,
They
and they
don't
don't
want
want that.
no, they don't want Palestinian politicians to have an equal voice to a Jewish politician. They don't want that. They have to
Exactly.
suppress them. They use political violence. They use political coercion, bribery, all these things to suppress any
Well,
Palestinian voices in the
and
Knesset.
that's why the Irgun, the Stearns, the Haganah during the Mandate days were pushing for their own Jewish state and not for one state. In the beginning, when they were immigrating from Germany, from over from Europe over to Palestine, they were the Palestinian Deutsch, and they wanted to be Palestinians. The British brought them over, as it to be one state, and the state was supposed to be Palestine. It wasn't until the 30s until these groups started King David hotel bombing and all these things, and then the Arabs, attacking Arabs, the Arabs attacking them back. They kind of created this whole two-state thing. It was always meant to be one state, but they knew that if it was going to be one state, that that one state was going to have an Arab or a Palestinian majority, and they would never really have control over it. So that's why they push for the two states, and then
Yeah, and
once.
that's why the Balfour Declaration never specified a specific amount of land that would be given to the Jews, so
Yeah,
they
they
could
said a
expand.
Jewish homeland.
Yeah,
They
and
didn't tell them it was going to be a country of their own. It was just a Jewish
yes,
homeland in Palestine.
and that's
Um,
why the white papers that restricted Jewish immigration and restricted Jewish land person followed up by the McDonald letters after the Balfour Declaration restricted that. Even the Jewish agency was very pro-Palestinian at the time when the
mhm.
Zionists were infiltrating. The Zionists then, the Irgun, dressed up as Arabs and attacked their own Jewish people to do a false flag to
Yeah.
sway the Jewish agency to take a more Zionist approach. This
And
is
that's where
all
the
orchestrated.
whole yeah, and that's where that whole two-state solution thing even came, because in the beginning it was all supposed to be one state, Jews, Christians, and Muslims all living together.
Exactly.
So yeah, it's crazy. I'm gonna wrap it up just because I got my wife texted me. I think she made me some food. I
Well,
appreciate you,
first time
Huckleberry,
I've been to your
coming
live,
on.
brother. Really enjoyed
Thank,
this. Great live,
thank
brother.
you,
Keep doing
thank
what you're
you. I
doing.
appreciate you. Thank you. You too, brother. Assalamu alaikum, brother.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Take it easy. And you
Okay.
guys, thank you so much for watching tonight. I'll probably be on tomorrow. Danny, what's up, dude? I'll come on tomorrow. I'll bring you up. For sure. Ron, go ahead. I'll answer one question before you go. Ronnie and Danny. Hurry up. You got a little bit of time before I end this. Ron, answer me the question tomorrow, huh?